That was a very delayed one.
I pause for dramatic effect. Hello everyone, welcome to the Credit. I'm Judge Master Harno, and welcome back to the players. Let's kick it off with the person who would most likely, based on their life so far, have to rename themselves Uh-oh or Oops.
Hi, I'm George. I play Atlas Moreau, the Owlin Druid, and I will pass it on to the next mistake.
That is the quickest I've ever heard George announce herself.
Look, someone's got to be the family disappointment, and I'm working overtime.
I'll opt to be Uh-oh or Oops, whichever one George didn't take. Hello, my name is Ryan, and I play Cyrus Revenmar, the Acemar Barbarian.
Feel like I'm somewhere in the middle. Hi, I'm Mary. I play Asha, the ASMR cleric, and I'll pass it on to the next.
I'll go next. Hi, I'm Anthony. I play Barra Stackhoof, the City Rogue Fighter, and I'll pass it on to Leith.
I will ask you all, in what world am I?
You're doing pretty good. You got like a house and a girlfriend.
And a car. And
Yeah, like that's pretty much as well as you can expect in your 20s.
Oh well, I'm playing During Ranger. I'll pass on to Harry, the obviously most.
I don't know, I'm
tough
definitely
debate.
dragging him down.
Alrighty.
I just feel like on the list of
Drag by
fuck-ups, you
association.
know, like, the only thing my parents want from me at this point is for me to go to therapy.
Never call.
Ah, shit. Oh, well.
Right. When we last left off, who wants to remind me what happened in the previous session?
Yeah, it's all started to blend. We've been in space for so long.
We had a rather uneventful passing in the latest space, from what I can remember. We just chilled. We were talking about a plan on how to get our Atlas's parents out.
We gave all of our,
what was the
like,
plan?
cyber shit that we collected to the cyber people, and they were like, want to help us fuck these guys up? And we were like, yeah, we're trying to not do as many war crimes as we used to. Which is a low bar, honestly, but...
Whilst on our way to commit another war crime, but, you know.
So we just, you know, hung out, you know, chatted shit, worked on the plan, worked on building some shit. Atlas showed off how cool spiders are on her planet.
Yep.
A lot of people were horrified by said spiders.
Not
Cyrus
just Asha.
Cyrus retrofitted a module so we can go invisible to get on the ship.
As unfortunately, the only guy who can make us stealth is a radio now.
So we're going to
Isn't
use
AI a
Volgear
guy?
instead.
I like the idea that the radio just disappears at certain points, and we're like, "Where is this coming from?"
But it's still playing, like, top volume.
It's in the walls.
But yeah, you, I believe, at the end of last session, you completed a another jump, if I recall correctly, and you basically headed into the sector you're currently in, or if you just about to leave the sector. I fucking cannot remember for the life of me.
Weren't we about to jump into the final sector? Because we, like,
I think
fucked up
we
our
said-
sleep pattern, didn't we?
Currently, you're in Vigilus, which is like a military, like, you know, one. But I think you just avoided. You were like, we want to avoid everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you basically just like
I
powered
think we
on in
lined
a
up.
sense. Yeah, you
I
yourself
think
ready
we
to go.
lined up and yeah.
All right, yeah. So you're ready to jump into the next system then, which I think we must have, as you were bedding down for the night. I think that must be where we are, like picking up. You also cast Sending on Atlas's father.
Yeah, we were like, get ready, and he was like, maybe don't do this, and we were like, we're gonna do it anyway. But he did tell us, like, where he was.
Yeah.
which I'm sure all of us
Yeah,
made a
he was
note
like-
of.
I'm telling you no, but here's where we are because you're not gonna listen to me. So
I feel like that's
yeah.
very much the vibe. He's like, you shouldn't do this. This is where we are because Alice isn't gonna fucking listen to me, is she?
Astra, what's your passive perception? Just to kick us off on a
I
light
hate
note.
this immediately.
17.
Okay. So you're kind of like lolling off at the edge of the bed that you're like laid on the floor next to, and as you kind of like fall asleep, you're not sure how long it's been, but after some time you wake up because you feel yourself being moved, and you like panic for a second because you're like, I'm being strangled, like someone's strangling me, and then you realize that Sunshine has reached the talon down and has like picked you up with his big mitten paws and has pulled you up into like a little spoon position. He is completely unconscious, like drool coming out of his mouth, like he just like instinct like was reaching around for something, like maybe the blanket, you're not sure, but he's like pulled you up in, but like by your neck basically in this big bear cuddle with the big lion man. And you can hear Daze's holostrap is still playing something, but you can't really move to look around very much. But you do is like shift yourself a little bit, and you see on the screen, there is some kind of children's cartoon or something like that, and you swear you can hear Daze like snotty nose a little bit like to herself, like, but you can't turn around to see her because Sunshine's got you in this fucking bear's like vice grip of a hug. Do you just go back to sleep, or do you like try to wriggle free, or?
I think she'll try and wriggle a little bit, but as non-obviously as possible.
Sure, then I'd
Just
say
try
make
and like
me...
ragdoll
Daze
out
ever
again.
cry?
Yes, so you can make me either an acrobatics check at disadvantage or an athletics check at disadvantage. You're trying to like, make it out like you're like asleep still, so you're trying to not get caught, I guess.
Yeah. That's a 4. She's not.
Yeah, no, Sunshine, you're here for the long run, Astra. At least till Sunshine wakes up.
I suppose if she can't, then she'll probably like. I want to go back to my old room, so she starts like elbowing,
Yeah.
like Sunshine, gradually get further until he like rolls a little bit, so she gets like. Neep.
This
what's-
is where
what's your
Astra
strength
gets
score?
her neck snapped by a sleeping Leonin.
What's your strength score?
+2, 14.
Okay. It takes you more might than you would like to admit of elbowing Sunshine in the ribs for him to like elicit a response. But eventually he does like shift awkwardly as you kind of like dig your elbow like in between his ribs a little bit. It's like to himself as he's like moseying off. And yeah, you his arms wiggle enough for you to like wiggle free.
Yeah, she'll just slink out and just. Can she see Daze crying, or is Daze like curled up in a ball crying?
No, Daze is like watching what's on the holostrap, and like she's crying. The second she sees you moving, you see she like lightning flashes and move forward, like slaps it off, like someone's being caught, like fucking watching something they shouldn't be. And she's like staring at you, and she's like puffy eyes, like she's not like fucking bawling, but like
Yeah, I'm assuming Max or no, Astra has some form of like tissue or handkerchief or whatever. She'll give it to. She's like, "I'm sorry for disturbing you," and then she goes into her own room.
Yeah, she's like, you see Daze like goes to say something, and then just like bites her tongue and just lets you go. And yep, everyone else is a sound sleep with no
Shake your
issues.
heads at me.
Yay.
Just toying with her emotions.
I was being nice.
Here's a handkerchief. Bye.
But yeah, everyone else, you wake up as normal the following day. I assume you are. I think you're sleeping before you're jumping. Are you like fully alert? Is that? Or are you gonna?
Yeah, because we didn't want to sleep in the same place that they were.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you jump. Because you were a bit behind as well. If you recall, you kind of like pushed on a little bit. So they are a little bit ahead of you in a sense, but they are still likely going to be in the sector at the same time as you jump in and arrive. So if you haven't already, you can take a long rest.
Yep.
Harry's actually prompting us, which is a bad sign.
Not necessarily.
I don't think I've ever heard you prompt us before on a long rest.
I do often.
See, because I live with him, my thing is always I know how dangerous a session's going to be purely on how long he preps for it. If he's like, I haven't prepped for the session at all, it's like, nah, we'll be alright. If he's like, I need to sit and prep, it's like, oh no.
Which is it, George?
Well,
Oh no!
considering George, when we didn't do it on Tuesday, said Harry's been prepping all day.
That's right,
He's had
Will.
multiple
And
days
now
to
he's had
prep. We're in
extra days to
danger.
prep.
Just that I'm in danger.
So you guys, you wake up. You know, like you head down, have a bit of breakfast. You know, prepare yourselves for the day to come.
I'm not prepared.
It's so hard when you get to choose your spells because I'm just staring at my spells like,
What will I need?
what?
Yeah.
And
what
also make
hell?
sure you've got all the right items attuned to you that you need and things like that.
Guidance. Oh, I can't change my cantrips.
Oh, I need to remember what spells I actually got in this character. Oh shit, yeah. All that shit.
Guiding bolt, healing word.
I don't know if it's worth it now, but I could cast invisibility on the ship.
That's why we set the fucking thing
That's why
up.
that's why the shuttle
that
has
was
the
the plan.
module.
I couldn't remember. I'd be rude to be honest, I can't remember the plan.
You're very
Always winging
cheating.
it.
Don't mess with the plan,
Does anyone
I'm
want?
always winging it.
So as you all are sitting around the breakfast table, and you know, like there was a bit of drink consumed the previous night, you know, like maybe if you aren't clued up, does anyone want to do a like a hard cut, like imagine the plan, kind of like, you know, so here's the deal, like does anyone want to like?
Yeah.
So,
Volgus just sat there just like,
we approach the
Anyone gonna
ship.
tell me what's
Volg is
happening?
casting invisibility on the little ship, and we're gonna go in stealth mode, yeah?
We hide in the slipstream of the cottontail,
Yes.
driven by D's.
Daze goes in, gets pulled in, probably gets a ball king, but hopefully we'll be fine. Barros
Barros, wearing
leaves the
pants.
ship wearing Daze's uniform and locates some kind of uniform depot, laundry room, anywhere where we can get dressed up. Meanwhile, we are still hiding on the ship, invisible. Barros goes, he gets our uniforms, he has my haversack so he can fit them all in there. Gets back to the ship, we all disguise up, then we go, find my parents, break them out, pretend we're just like guards moving them around, get them back in the ship, hightail it out of there, and get back to our ship. Right?
so am I staying on the ship to keep it
Yes.
invisible?
Yeah, I don't think we were able to fit a module that would maintain invisibility. You need to,
So,
you
so
need to
just a
stay
fair
there.
warning, there will be like a 6-second interval between me dropping and redoing.
Well,
No,
I
if
guess
you,
we just hope
if
no
you
one's
cast
looking.
invisibility again a second time while it's already up, as long as you don't wait for it to run out, it just persists.
So you can just
Oh,
leave it like a
I
minute
could do
before.
59 minutes and then suddenly cast again.
It might make a
Oh, I-
noise, would be the only concern.
We will make lots of noise. But, wait 1 second. That's concentration as well. God damn it.
And I'm staying here on the ship, right?
Yes.
Yes,
And
you are-
responding to any call with "we are a trading ship," blah blah blah. Definitely not stealing.
Oh
persons.
yeah. I'm Captain Barry
Bless
Bless you.
We'll stick a
I'll
post-it
correct
to
him.
the.
I will correct him.
He gets the button down again. You remind him, and yeah,
No, that's
You-
the button that kills everyone.
you jump after you're going over your plan one final time, and you find yourself in the Aegis system.
The music changed. I don't like it.
Again,
This-
Harry's had more time to prep.
This system, as you enter it, it is clearly heavily militarized. This is one of the closest systems to Vespera Australis, much like the one you were just in. However, this one follows a main trade route. Lots of ships coming and going, lots of passage, lots of activity to monitor and keep an eye on. The star in the center of this system glows a steady orange color. And you see the celestial bodies here all around. You see planets, you see floating military bases, strategic outposts kind of all over. The ones that pop up primarily on your system are Fix, which is a fortified planet, which kind of seems to serve some kind of main military headquarters in the system. It is, by the looks of it, dominated by big installations, like lots of like large things that are even visible like on a quick scan of your sensors. There is another planet, Cileam. It looks like maybe like something like a big, almost like a red giant kind of like planet, like maybe like a desert planet, which looks quite barren in comparison to Fix. And much like in the previous system that you were in before, which I believe was Vigilus, Aegis also has one of these big like asteroid belts, a guardian belt as they're called, and they basically have multiple defense stations, sensor arrays, kind of all littered throughout the actual belt itself, and that kind of controls the center of the system, so it stops anyone, kind of like getting towards those larger celestial bodies, things like that. Beyond it, there are also a few smaller planets, but they seem to be mainly uninhabited. A quick scan from your ship itself. You're looking for a vessel which matches the signal which Adiz was able to acquire whenever she was doing her research for you. I would like someone. Little checky check here. So who thinks that they'd be most appropriate to kind of be heading up this scan or this kind of like search? Probably might blend like a bit more to like navigation or maybe the pilot, but anyone could do it. I'm not gonna do what the check is until you put someone forward.
I'm our navigation, or our lovely pilot would probably be Eros or maybe Volgair.
I think probably Barros at this point. Volga's probably like prepping.
I am probably stood next to the thing waiting to.
So me or you?
Yeah, so I'm happy to do it.
Okay. So Barros, you kind of like get yourself sat down, with like Serpana's help as well, like scanning through the system, looking for anything that like might match this signal, like looking for this match of string of characters and numbers, which almost make no sense initially, because it's just like a ship ID. It's like it's not like there's much logic to it. I would like you to make me an investigation check, please. 10.
And
And I'd like you to roll me a 1d4.
We're gonna go to the wrong ship.
Okay. Doesn't take Barros that long to find it. About an hour of scanning signatures of satellites, TEVs, planets, anything that gives off a signal that might match. Eventually, you do find a positive hit. And as you log it on your ship, because your ship is connected to amalgamate space, it doesn't have necessarily the right security clearance to see, ships' names and things like that, but it does identify a galleon class TEV, which is marked as an amalgamate military vessel. And that will be all the information you get it from this distance with a 10. It's about, a good hour's flight time across the sector. It is on the interior of the Guardian Belt. So you would have to cross the Guardian Belt from where you currently are to get there, which may result in a ship scan or things like that. There's like processes there, so maybe you want to take the shuttle in early. But it will be a longer journey in the shuttle and in the Cottontail as well. But also depends how close do you want to get the Chimera. There's a lot of activity here. It's busy. It's not a quiet sector. Lots of military ships, but there is the odd, trading vessel to, resupply, various, homesteads, or, the actual military stations themselves need supplies every now and again. So, it's not like you stick out like a sore thumb.
yeah, I think we could probably get close enough that it's not going to kind of cause too much of an issue, because I don't think we're going to stand out too much.
Do we want to take the Chimera through the belt, or do we want to leave the Chimera on the outside? Because it might prove difficult to get back out again with our main ship.
But it also may be a case that if things go wrong, then we need the bigger ship to get away.
Shuttle
At
doesn't
least
have that
once.
much in the way of defenses.
Yeah, it's also got no firepower at the minute because its firing modules
It does
consumed by
have an
stealth
arcane
module.
glass, so any spellcaster can use it.
Is that not? Oh no, I'm using.
That's why you can use the invisibility spell on it. So because of the
Yeah.
arcane glass, it would mean that your spellcasters could theoretically use something through there.
Do we want to try and get through the belt under the guise of a trading ship? Say we're heading to one of the interior planets.
Sure. I think that's probably going to be the best. We have our trade permit, it matches up story-wise.
Ship now.
The closer we can get, the better. It gives less of a distance between us and the ship exposed just on the shuttle. A lot of things can go wrong in that kind of distance.
It's not necessarily the ship that raises the issue, it's us.
What would you like to do?
I guess we're taking that Chimera through the belt.
Okay. You begin leading the Chimera towards the Guardian Belt. A small little sensor array. You see a little blip appear, and there is a request. It pops up. It's like a little automated request of your tab is about to be scanned. If for any reason you do not consent to the scan, please simply return back to the appropriate distance of 1,000 feet away. It gives you directions to your port. If you're happy, please continue onwards. So
Click continue.
Yep, you continue on. You feel something shiver almost over your body as a red light runs from the top of the ship's ceiling down to the floor as something scans through your ship. What they're looking for, you're not sure. However, you do get a little green check mark appear on your HUD in the actual main bridge of the ship where you are. It seems you're clear to continue moving. Whatever they're looking for, you don't have.
Thank God, I thought they were looking for terrorists that are accompanied by a Chimera, and that would definitely show up on the scan.
Yep.
There's probably a lot of terrorists accompanied by a Chimera rocking around the galaxy,
How close are you intending on getting to this galleon class tab you've found? Right now, it's like a blip on your HUD. It's still a good 40, 30 minutes away, traveling. You can even tell me, if you tell me a time or distance, anything like that, just give me a rough idea of how close do you want to get.
How far can their guns fire?
Do you know how
Far.
do you know how far your guns can fire? Would that help?
Sure.
Your guns, your arcane turrets traditionally have a maximum range of about just shy of 5,000 feet.
So they could
further
probably
than
shoot
that.
double that. Yeah.
Maybe
Equivalent about a mile.
20.
About a
How
mile.
fast? How fast is the shuttle
Shuttle?
compared to a ship?
Slower. Your ship travels at approximately about 1,000 miles an hour. At its top speed. The shuttle goes about half that.
So we're gonna have to get within because if they move at the same speed as the Chimera, we're gonna have to close the gap with the Chimera and then shuttle
right now,
over.
they're not moving. They are stationary. So they it looks like they are probably charging up their
They're probably waiting to do that next.
yeah, they're probably charging up their actual Starshift engine right now. They're probably waiting for their next jump. But they're in a very they're in a secure area, you know, like lots of military like outposts around, things like that. Like they don't need to keep moving around like dodging contact. Like they're not in a threatened area by any means.
What, like 1,000 feet? Is that too close?
That would be weapons range. If you got that close to someone, it's likely they would probably reach out to you before you got
2,000 feet.
Probably thinking more about 5,000 feet. Enough, like, you know, that we
Enough
can...
that we can get to them.
That's a mile. 5,000 foot's about a mile.
Enough that we can get to them fairly quickly, but they're not immediately going to be like, hey, this ship is like up our ass.
Yeah.
And 5,000 foot is about your maximum range for your guns.
I mean, they're going to have a lot more of a range, being the size of the ship that they are.
They're only one size class bigger than you. A galleon's not, like, a crazy jump. You know, some cutters, like, you know, a galleon is kind of like where it's kind of where, like, the best way to describe it is, it's kind of like, you guys are on a cutter, which is kind of similar to, like, a family car. A galleon is like, you're looking at, you know, the industrial trucks. Like, you know, you jump to, like, you know, your team wheelers. Like, even a cutter at a push could even be like a minivan, you know, like that kind of level. Like, you know, cutters can go like up until, you know, average about 10 crew, whereas galleons tend to start at a crew of around about 100. They're big, like they're larger, but you know, they're normally compacted to some level as well.
So we're thinking of 5,000 feet?
Why not?
Yeah, I think that's a good distance.
Sure. So about 1 mile away.
I mean, either way, it's a risk, you know, because the further away we put it, yes, the safer the Chimera is, but the more danger we're in when we're on the teeny tiny little guy.
Yeah.
Hey, my apologies. It's 2 side classes bigger than you, so there's a freighter that runs in between. Freighters are minivans. Yeah. So you're gonna move about 1 mile away. Floating up. As you get within about 3 miles of this thing, you get your first real actual look at it. Like, not on a terminal, not on a radar, with your own eyes through the glass. And you see anyone who would be up in the kind of like cockpit or bridge at the time, or near a window, can make me a perception check to see what information they gather about it. And you can all roll one of these yourselves if you like, or you can just say that maybe you weren't in a position to view, or maybe you're downstairs, like on the windows, things like that.
Pretty good rolls.
Volgear is not rolling, or maybe he is. But I'll start describing it anyway.
You're muted, Will.
That explains so much because I've been talking for a while.
Yep.
I was like, these rude ass bitches just ignoring me.
So I would like Astra, Cyrus, and Atlas all to make history checks with disadvantage, and Beros to make 1 flat, please.
We're not from these parts.
We're not from.
We're not amalgamate.
Oh, can't get any disadvantage than that.
Mine hovered for so long on a 19 there for both of them, and then it was like, psych on both.
Waiting for Astra's result.
Mine was just straight up
Am I not?
3 and 1, and I was like, okay.
Didn't see the history check, Astra.
But it came through.
My end. I got Cyrus, Beros, and Atlas.
I did roll it. Let me get to it.
Just tell me the numbers.
9.
9. Okay.
I got. Yeah. That is weird.
So, all of you see the ship as it is. And Volgear, even you can see that the it's large. It's fairly large. It's about 300 foot long, maybe about 200 foot wide, and it must stand at least about 100 foot in height. Beros, you would pick out it's probably about 3 decks tall, which must mean each deck is about 30 foot like high, which is quite high. Like it's quite a steep ship. Bearing in mind the Chimera is only about 50 foot long and 25 foot wide, and then maybe about 30 foot up and down. It's not more compacted. But those of you who rolled a 20 or higher, you see that the Tev itself is built practically on top of what looks like a large cannon, which seems to make up most of the lower deck. Near the back of the Tev, under the engine, and roughly to the midpoint, there's like a metal box almost that forms like an exterior block, which kind of hides what will be the rear of the cannon from like external view. And it isn't smooth. It's like it bubbles out in these big like 15-foot wide spheres, like along the actual metal block itself, kind of near where you'd expect this back of the cannon to be. And then it's got the long barrel that comes out from underneath, and that kind of sits at the front, like underneath everything else, which is kind of built on top of it. And along the barrel, you see Cileam's Light written across it. The middle level, which is like the main level, the longest level, has this broad helm, which juts out from what we consider like the main block of the Tev, with about a 15-foot wide neck or so, bridging it kind of over the cannon itself. And flanking the helm kind of further back at the widest point are these 2 side-mounted arcane turret pods, which currently face forward, but it seems like they probably could give about a 300-degree combined arc of fire kind of across the ship. Atlas, you would say you would spot a weak point. They seem to be unable to maybe shoot directly behind themselves because the ship widens out more than the length. At the rear of the vessel, again, kind of near the middle and upper levels, there's these 2 hangar bays. Probably roughly about 30 foot across, 50 foot high. Enough to fit about 2 shuttles or 2 fighters in comfortably. And it appears to be like 2 double stacked. So it'd be like 2 and like a hangar and a hangar, and then the other side a hangar and a hangar. So you could maybe like have a lot more in there as well. They're currently sealed up with these big reinforced blast doors. Looking at the size of the vessel, I would say people who know a little bit about Tevs, and like you guys spend enough time with them now, you would expect a lot of the vessel is probably cargo and crew quarters for the amount of crew you're kind of expecting to be manning it based on its size. So likely those hangars may be even being used for like, just storage as opposed to necessarily like, ships coming and going and things like that. But finally, the top deck itself is one of the smallest decks. It almost runs like a fin over the top of the middle deck, connecting to the helm at the front, but also to the large single engine at the back. And the engine at the back is almost like a large, almost like a stretched out circle that kind of covers the whole from the top right the way down to the bottom. It enables it to have a big, like a big cone of jet kind of behind it if it's so needed. But it's not burning bright hot and not moving right now, but it's idle. You can still see the glow coming from the arcane engine itself. And that's from about 3 miles away. You see that.
I will point out the weak point to Beros to see if maybe we want to put ourselves in that blind fire spot.
Yeah, I will do so.
Sure. So you put yourself like behind the ship. You're gonna creep up. Slowly and slowly. Closer and closer. Plan. Alrighty.
Did we learn what floor they were on, or were we just told like starboard side?
I'm not going to repeat what the message said because I did say that. Yes, there was more information than just starboard side.
Yeah, I just remember starboard.
So bear in mind the shuttle moves at approximately 400 feet a turn. So that's 6 seconds. It's going to move about 400 feet. So you guys are currently about 15,000 feet back. So if you wanted to, it would take you like 37 turns, which is nearly about 4 minutes away, is where you currently are at about 3 miles. But at the 3 miles back, you gonna keep getting closer. But you did see when you get to your 1,000, but now I'm going to give you a description. Is the plan to keep edging closer?
We wanted to get to about 5,000, didn't we?
Yeah, if you want to get to 5,000 feet, you can. Just edging closer. As you cross the threshold of about 10,000, a heel lights up the. You answer.
I think we have to.
Sure. Sunshine. I'll grab Sunshine.
Oh, yeah, my turn. And he sits down. You kind of all like shuffle like roughly out of view from where the helm be taken, and he presses the button. And you see on the screen before him this big hippo man, big monocle over one of his little hippo eyes. He's got a big admiral's hat kind of on, like a big like bicorn hat. He's got a giant fucking cigar in his big hippo mouth, big like teeth kind of like jutting out from the underneath. And he just goes like, "Alrighty, listen here, chap. You're getting awfully close to my rear side, and I'm not exactly too pleased about it." Why you get so friendly for them? Identify yourself. Who are you? I am Captain Barry Laichu. I'm the captain of this vessel. I am... apologies. I'm just trying to get to that planet over there. That's the one I'm trying to go to. I think I may have taken... I didn't know how close I was getting to. My apologies. He kind of like looks at you guys like...
we're all just like...
Good job, buddy!
I'm going to keep
just like-
trying to go to that planet, which may mean I have to get closer to you. Is that okay? I'm not very good at big turns. To be honest, I don't really know how this thing works half the time. And the captain, this big gif, kind of like there before you see he like takes like another few big puffs on his cigar, as he kind of like takes in what Sunshine is like spouting.
He's like, this captain's a fucking idiot, and it's like,
Probably.
yes.
Don't deal with don't deal with an idiot captain. That's how you cause problems.
Listen, son. I don't appreciate you getting much closer, so I advise you turn off your engine until you learn how to put it in reverse. Would be my suggestion. If you do continue to move forward, I will have to turn the full might of Cileam's grace to face you. Consider this a warning.
I guess that's how close we're getting then.
Captain Muskrat signing off. And the heel turn.
His name is Captain Muskrat.
Yep, his name is Captain Muskrat. And you probably would have seen like a little identification like on the screen. It probably says in the bottom, it says Captain Locris Muskrat, and of the Cileam's
This guy's a
race.
stinky rat.
But yeah,
Are
and
you
Sunshine like
within
looks at you all
1,000
like you're within no you're 10,000 feet away.
Oh, 10.
As you cross 10,000
I missed
feet,
the
you got the unlock
zero.
heel, and your ship is still currently moving. So are you going? I assume someone's gonna put it in brake.
Yeah.
Stop the ship.
Maybe just stop
So
that.
Serpana like stops it.
Break.
Yeah, you stop the ship, and are you gonna back it up, or are you gonna leave it there?
I just said to turn the engine off, so just turn the engine off.
Yep, you turn the engine off. The ship goes cold.
I like to think we get a message that just says, "You were that bad."
Nothing comes through.
No.
Right, it's go time then.
Yeah, this is as close as we're getting.
Okay.
Oh, lovely.
The shuttle and yourselves. It's about a 2.5 minute flight, so it's not bad. It's pretty good.
You can hold invisibility for that long, right, Vulgar?
4 hours if you don't want me to do anything else.
Well, there you go. We're plenty covered.
But let's just say 3 hours, and that's your timer.
2 minutes there. X amount of time in the ship, and then 2 minutes back. Fine.
X amount of
Perfectly
time
fine.
that's less than 2 hours.
you start
Yeah.
receiving another heal. This time
Oh,
from a ship's title you recognize. It is the Cottontail healing you. These broke off just after the Guardian Belt to basically take a different vector approach to try and not give you guys away. And the heal's coming through from these. If anyone would like to accept
Answer
it.
it.
Sunshine accepts
Answer
it.
it.
Hello, I am Captain Barry Lightshrew of the... I know who you are. Oh! Days, everybody. Don't worry, it's just days. Yeah. You guys are very close to his backside. I'm gonna come in from... I don't know. I'm gonna kind of come across his like port side and try to request a landing. And if I succeed, I'll just try to bypass you guys and just try to follow me in. I guess I'll go for. Hopefully, he could be landing on the far side of the ship. But you know, it's really 50-50 at this point where that's gonna be. Worst case scenario, I'll just try to ham up a go around or something. I'll come in a bit fast if possible. But I'm gonna hail them now and see what I can do. So just, you know, keep an eye on your radar, and then you see like the little like blip of the cottontail, which looks like a little on your radar. Like when you're looking at it, it's like that just looks like a little carrot, a little cartoon carrot on there. What the fuck?
She's been editing her.
It's like when you change your mouse cursor, like on Windows, you know. But yeah, you spot her, and yeah, are you guys gonna head down to your shuttle? Get prepped.
To the shuttle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the shuttle's close enough to the Chimera, I'll say you can like basically have, you know, Volgear's like hollow strap like still roughly connected to the main systems, so you can like access the radar through that. Once you disconnect, you're gonna lose access to things like the radars because the shuttle doesn't have those. It's like a, you know, it is literally a fly by what you see kind of setup. It's got a very basic HUD system, but it's more like it's like a threat identification system. Like it can identify like, you know, hazards, like early perception warning tech, like a Tesla on auto drive. You know, it can see like asteroid belt coming up ahead and like that kind of thing. But it's not, you know, it's not gonna be able to identify ships for you or like, you know, give any information like that. But it can accept hails as well. It is capable of receiving and sending hails. But yeah, you get the thing ready. Are you planning on just flying out the back of the Chimera? So certainly you're facing the back of this thing. So I guess the Chimera might act as a blocker for you right now. Or are you planning on like spinning the ship around, like just to minimize your distance completely, or make it better for your getaway, or?
Surely we want to kind of be sneaky about leaving.
That will mean getting back in. You'll have to go around the ship, unless you can teach Sunshine how to turn it around.
Just
But we could just.
We have it turned around and ready to go if
That will mean that
maybe
if
we
you
mess
open,
up.
that will mean if you open the cargo bay doors, they will see them open, potentially see them open. Bear in mind, you are at the back of the ship, so how many windows are looking at you? You don't see like that many at a quick glance, but you know.
do we even want to turn the ship on its side so we're parallel to their butt?
If you
Yeah.
It looks like
Well,
he's
why
trying
don't-
to turn
why
and
don't-
fucking up.
Why don't we turn it left, then turn it right, make it look like he can't pilot, and then it just sticks to one of the sides?
I mean, I don't know how much they're watching us.
Well, it might make it a bit more.
Possible.
Yeah, they might give a bit more thingy. I'm sure. Would we know that a radar
If we play it,
transmits what
if-
it looks like?
yeah, but if we play it up too much, they're gonna be like, "How have they survived this long without
your
being able to
radar
steer
can't
properly?"
detect direction.
Right.
I mean, I don't think you. I mean, you can make me a Arcana check. Maybe a higher, like, advancements to be made. You're not sure, but your one definitely can't tell directions. Even the Cottontail's little carrot, it doesn't turn with days.
It's a 12.
Runs in direction. 12. You imagine it probably is possible, but maybe it's the kind of thing where it could probably, if it's possible, Volgear, I think it's fair to say, it'd be very challenging to be able to scan something and be like, I know what direction front is on these ships, because all the TEVs are quite unique in design. You know, like they're not like they're all like airplanes. You know, they're like, you know, all the same shape that you could like just like assess. Like some ships, like even this ship, it looks like, you know, it obviously you can see the big engine on the back, so you know it's going to go that direction. But like if you were looking at it like on a schematic and you couldn't see the engines, it could even maybe go sideways. Like maybe those big hangars are big engines. Maybe it like spins. Like people's ships do weird things. You'd say it's more likely that they can track movement, and then from that they can probably work out like a vector of direction. Would be fair to say, like But if you're stationary, again, you're not 100%. You've not seen that kind of tech before on any of the ships you've been on. But again, these are military ships. They might be more advanced.
I think if we just turn 90 degrees, that should be enough. Because at least that way we're not looking at them directly.
It's funny to imagine we're like rotating. He's just watching like, wow, they really don't know how to reverse that thing. They're completely turning around.
As you guys are busy set the ship to like spin a little bit. You hear the radio in the canteen start playing I'm Spinning Around.
Get out of my way.
Yep. Sunshine basically watches you kind of do what you're doing a little bit, and he's like, I'm just gonna let you do it, and then I'll wait for you guys to get back. Probably for the best. Okay. Yep.
Sad plan.
It's good to be. You see, he probably connects up to your shuttle like whenever you're down there, and then it's like, okay, looks like Days is stopped. Still not moving. Okay, she's moving, and you watch as the little radar connection you have, Volker, you see the cottontail begins moving, and it is crossing behind the engines. It's going to go for the far side. She's coming from port towards starboard, so she's going to be docking on the starboard side.
Right. I will use my invisibility.
Okay, you cast it. You will watch as the shuttle around you shimmers with invisibility kind of all over, and as it does so, it's weird because the interior doesn't really change. It's almost like he's projecting an active camouflage on the exterior. So you all can still see each other. You still see Volgear. But you can see where the arcane glass is. The arcane glass vanishes. And then the ship itself washes over me, the windshield equivalent front glass turns almost completely clear.
I was just waiting for you to say the ship disappears and we're just left there floating in space.
I did think that might have been the case.
Fucking what's
Wonder Woman's invisible airplane.
Yeah.
I was thinking Avengers, but okay.
But yeah. You kind of are who's driving the shuttle?
Barrels, I imagine.
I can drive it. Yeah.
I also say Volgear isn't so taxed that he can't do other stuff. He's just concentrating on a spell. As long as he doesn't take damage or cast another spell, the invisibility will hold. So he's fairly and also you don't have to
stab Volgear and we're good.
Also, Volgear, you don't have to stay on the ship either. So if you needed to leave the ship for whatever reason, you can move. It's just but then the risk is if Volgear leaves the ship and Volgear gets hit, he might lose concentration on the ship and the ship might become visible.
I can't recast, is what you mean.
Yeah, you wouldn't be fine. Yeah, you're fine as long as you don't need to recast it. But if you need to recast it because time or because you get hit, then yeah, it's a problem.
Right.
But if worse comes to worse, you need a Volgear out and about, it could happen.
I'm assuming you guys would all know that.
I think you would also all work.
We know how concentration spell work.
I'll pilot it. Yeah.
Okay. I would like you to make me a stealth check with your piloting, please. So it'll be a dexterity piloting check. You can add either your stealth bonus or your piloting bonus to it.
Yeah.
Or your
Sure,
space
I'm
vehicle.
Try to be a little guidance.
I think my stealth is higher.
See, because it's not as big as the full ship, you can it's more nimble and easier to maneuver. You time it just right. As you watch the little blip on Volgear's holostrap of Daze's ship passing yours, you slink out and you fall right into the slipstream of the cottontail. And you follow it along as it kind of moves. And Daze doesn't go super slow. She goes pretty quick. and she banks her ship around, and as she pulls up on the starboard side, you see these huge, big, like 50 by 30 foot hangar doors, kind of like swing, like slide open, out of the ship. Like they don't have anywhere to they don't have anywhere to go. They see they're almost like mounted on like these two little like almost like CD drives almost, but like they extend all the way through, like they slide all the way out. And you see there is some kind of shimmering force field or barrier there. And then beyond it, there are these hangar bays, of which there are 4 of them. There are 2 lower bays, which are on the floor itself. And there are 2 higher bays, which connect to a little gangway, which appears to connect to the top level. And the ones on the ground, which connect to the central level of the ship. It looks like she's docking on the top level.
Do we want to also dock on the top level, or do we want to?
One of the lower levels is
likely?
currently full of like crates and boxes, but one is free.
We're just
You
gonna
know my
determine-
parents are on the middle floor.
Middle floor. That's where they were.
I feel like George has just spent like 5 minutes just
Where is
listening to one of the things.
where do you think the laundry room is going to be?
I don't know.
Lower
I've not spent a
floor?
lot of time on a
Near
mountain ship,
all the
strangely
boxes?
always.
To be fair,
Oh.
they tend to be lower because
I mean, probably
Are they
around the
important?
living quarters, right?
Can I do a history check to see if like military vehicles? I
Sure.
don't know if the amalgamate would have a different system, but
Oh, they
general.
definitely do.
I mean, devil ships appear to be made out of bones and guts, so...
Cyrus,
arms.
on the most of the hell ships, the devil ships, there wasn't much in the way of hygiene or in the way of
Your clothes get dirty,
cleanliness.
burn them.
yeah. Also, a lot of devils.
God.
A lot of devils don't wear clothes. All devils naked. Chain devils.
God,
There
my
were
home
chains, I
sucked.
guess. Ice devils naked.
That is the bravest way to fight, though.
Erenese
Buck-ass naked.
wear armor.
Oh, but
Barb
they're one
devils
of the
have little
sexy
loincloths.
ones. Why aren't they naked?
But yeah, most devils in that don't care much for hygiene. It is a waste of time and resources because they don't really get sick. A lot of them are immune to poisons and disease.
Or you die first before you get sick.
God, my home sucked.
Just full of stinky naked devils.
Oh, well, they smell of sulfur. That's just how that's their bo.
Stinky naked
Yeah.
devils everywhere. That's the real reason you
Yeah.
left. Fuck the blood war. It smells bad here.
First time Cyrus ever visited a flower garden.
You just
Where would you like?
you go to your shared bunk room and you're like, you know what? I can't do one more night of this. I have to go.
I'm sorry, Jeremy. You reek, dude.
Where would you like to land? Upper deck or lower or middle deck? There is a ladder connecting them both. So like if you needed to,
We'll do middle deck.
okay, you land. You touch the ship down on the middle deck. Yeah, you land shuttle down. I need someone to roll me 1d10.
Oh no.
I'll do it.
This is the amount of people that spot us.
Or how many guards are there? Rolo.
Someone
6.
rolls a 1d10 and then gets yelled at no matter what the result is.
So in
This is
the
where Harry just forgets us is how many guards are asleep.
in the
Out of
starboard
300.
in the starboard shuttle bay, there are 6 members of the amalgamate here. They of them, 3 of them are GIF. There is 1 dwarf, 1 goblin, and 1 human. And they're all milling about. They're doing jobs. Something like sorting through boxes, cleaning things. Like they're not like on high alert, like standing at doors. They're like working, like at the ship. They are all armed. They all have. You'd recognize the amalgamate standard issue laser pistol that also Diaz carries, which is linked to their holo straps and their DNA. So it is a.
No, Barrows.
So it requires their holostrap connected to them to function. It's like a safety feature. But you've encountered these before, so you're aware of how they work. And they all wear standardized amalgamate jumpsuit overalls, which especially after seeing these, they are lightly armored, kind of across the board, like lots of padding and things like that. But are primarily a lot of them they're primarily more for like blunt force trauma, like accidents, like things falling on you, things like that. They're more like
Like
utilitarian.
steel-toed boots.
Yeah, they're more utilitarian than like necessarily frontline kind of gear because they're on a ship. They have armor all around them. And yeah, as you are all kind of like sitting there, you like wait a moment and you see someone come out on the upper like little gangway. You see this large GIF individual, big monocle, still puffing away on that cigar, and he's in full admiral like regalia, like big white kind of like a frontage, gold buttons, like red like stitching along the like trims, big long blue coat kind of billows up
What a
behind
dick,
him,
though, right?
big
Like, what a
white
dick.
like trousers and big boots, which is like like he's really proud of his rank. And he notably does not have a standard issue amalgamate laser pistol. He does have 2 muskets cross on his back, suggesting he might dual wield them. And he also has a bandolier of grenades, which he wears like a set of badges in the military. Like he wears them with pride. I would say the only one who might notice this with her passive perception is Atla and Astra should both notice actually. The grenades that he is wearing on there, the pins are sewn into the sash.
Oh, that's fun, though.
So if he pulls one, it's live.
I'm just imagining him taking off that sash at the end of the day and being like, shit,
Out the window.
I just like.
Well, no, he just takes the sash off. Like it's just
yeah,
it
but imagine if one gets, like, caught or something, you know?
happens.
Accidentally walks in the door. But
Just, like, outside his office, he's just, like, clear, like, throws it into the corridor.
But yeah, so
Or some poor rookie's just walking along. Kaboom.
you see he approaches Diaz, and they're kind of like talking back and forth. I would say from this angle, is anyone trying to like see what's going on up there,
I'm
or are you
trying to
more
see
focused on
if
what's
it's,
going
like,
around you?
Positive or negative.
Make me an
kind of
insight
vibe.
check.
try. Jeez. Insight. Do you want advantage?
If you can give me advantage, I'll take advantage.
Sure.
Yeah, we can roll again if she's helping. 21?
Yeah.
You don't have the observant feat, do you?
I cannot see what they're saying.
Okay, you can't read lips.
Just trying to get a vibe.
Well, 21. He approaches with a sense of bravado, confidence, but also with an air of doubt, suspicion about him. And you also can tell, and you know this about Daze, Daze doesn't lie super well. And you can kind of see Daze is talking a lot, and Captain Muskrat is doing a lot of listening right now. And then he kind of like raises a hand, and he just gestures, he's like, follow me. And then he like turns, and she like follows after him. And you see he doesn't really have like a following of guards or anything like that. Like, she's not like, being held at gunpoint or that, but it's like, he's like, come, we're going to talk somewhere else. And he leads her through a door in the upper level out of sight. And as you kind of follow her along, Atlas and Astra, you would also clock, because you're both kind of looking, so that's how you get the advantage. In the top corner of this area, there is a camera pointed down into the area, so it's a surveying situation. It's about 50 foot from you at the minute, right up in the top corner. So it's, close enough to potentially get a look at you. But it does move. It moves like left and right, like timed. Always sweeping. Yeah, and that's kind of what you will see initially. So you've got 6 guards kind of around you initially. One is probably up on the gangway, and the rest of 5 are like around the boxes and things like that. There's no other ships here. One of them probably goes up and starts climbing up the ladder, heading towards the Cottontail. It looks like they're about to start running maybe some schematics on the Cottontail, and maybe like check it over, things like that. You're not sure.
Nothing's really changed in Cottontail, so we're fine on that front.
Well,
Yeah, it
let's
got repaired
get the plan underway.
Notably, I probably should mention it. There are, out of this hangar area, there is a door upstairs, the gangway, which they just went through, and the only other exit you can see from this area, apart from the like entrance behind you, which is currently still open for now, force field area, there is a large 10-foot wide set of doors, kind of just underneath the entrance that these went through, underneath the security camera. So it's like almost like they're like above and below each other. But those are the big double doors. They're quite large. Look like they can be used like maybe move large things through if required.
Alright, I'll start getting ready to leave.
Should I go with Barros?
Do you think we can get away?
Well, I can turn into a flea or something and just kind of hang out on you, and then worst case scenario, if it all goes to shit, you won't be by yourself.
That might be smart.
Just
Okay, so you're gonna burn a wild shape?
I will burn a wild shape. I will turn into some kind of something inconspicuous,
Sure. What like?
like a flea or a. I was
What-
gonna say
what's a flea
fly,
and
but I
spore
can't
look
fly.
like?
Like an ant,
A small spider.
a small spider.
The same kind of spider, just really tiny.
It's like, see, that's what a spider. And then you look closer. It's like, ugh.
Size down. Sure. So you're a spider.
Some kind of tiny creature that's like not going to be noticed.
You're a spider. You've got dark vision up to 30 foot. You can spider climb, so you can climb difficult surfaces, upside down ceilings, so I need an ability check. You also have web sense and web walker, which probably won't mean jack shit to you. And you have a natural bite ability. You have 1 hit point and a speed of 20 foot and a climb of 20 foot.
just don't get smushed.
Don't
Yep.
get smushed.
So you just hop on Barros' shoulder. Okay. Notably, Barros is non-invisible. And also...
Time it with the camera.
I have
So
pass without a trace, but then I turn into a spider, so
Yep,
it's not going to be
doesn't
helpful
help.
anyway.
You could have
so-
cast
When
that
the-
before you turned into a spider.
It is a concentration.
Yeah, I don't know
When the
if can I
camera's-
concentrate on it as
Yep,
a spider?
You can concentrate while wild
Okay.
shaped.
Oh, should I do that then?
Yep.
Okay.
You just can't cast them when you're already wild shaped.
Okay.
And once you're wild shaped,
Pass without a trace, and then I'm a
Sure.
spider.
So you pass without a trace, and then you turn into a spider. You climb in the Barros' clothing, so he doesn't look too obvious that he's a spider sitting on his shoulder. Or maybe you do want to stay up and say, do you want to? Do you want to stay somewhere you can see and look around, or do you want to like hide?
Can I hide in his hair?
Sure. Still not a great time. I'm gonna say it gives you a disadvantage on
Hat
perception
cover?
checks. So it's a -5 to your passive.
So much hair.
Yeah, he got thick locks, baby. But yeah, so you are gonna try to time this sneak out of the ship. So Barros, I will need you to make me a stealth check. You can get a +10 to this roll. Because Atlas is riding along with you, I'm not gonna make her make stealth checks, so she's not gonna make any noise.
I am as stealthy as a spider on a person is.
Yeah.
That's not 20. so that'd
41.
be 41.
Yeah. So Barros, you wait.
Despite not having invisibility cast on him, he does turn invisible.
So Barros, you
I
do
know,
have to
that's
wait a
the
little bit of
truth.
time for an opportune moment, because you're waiting for this camera timing to be right. You're waiting for there to be no one looking at the shuttle. Because when you open the door, it's the active camouflage is limited to the exterior. So when the door is open, the interior is visible for a moment. So you need to time this perfectly. The camera scans all the way over towards like the Expanse. Just as one of the engineers goes over to the doors and begins like entering something on the terminal, connecting a holoshop to it, and you watch as the big, large like blast doors begin to close behind you. Shut. The guy up in the cottontail begins doing some work, and he calls down for someone else. And as he calls down, and they like, this guy's carrying a box, and he's about to walk almost into the where the chimera is, the invisibility, and he stops and puts the box down where he is. Turns up, and then you hear him yell something up in common, like, "Hang on, yeah, no, I'm on the way." And he like moves towards the ladder. He's like, "Ding, ding, ding," and you just take the moment, you step towards the door, open it just enough, and you just slink out, and you close it behind you, like almost like imperceivable even for you guys aboard the ship. And Barros, you are in what I'm going to call a bad disguise. So what that means is you can basically be spotted by someone, and the likelihood of them like working out that you're not supposed to be there, they have a chance. But the better your disguise gets, the lower that chance is. And if you encounter a high-ranking member of the crew in any of the areas you explore, they are going to see right through this bad disguise.
I'm sorry, is this Hitman?
Hitman
Are you
rules right
hitmanning
now,
us? Okay.
Hitman rules. So if you encounter an officer, so what you can do is every time
Do
you
they
enter,
have that little spot above their
Yep,
head
they
so
do.
I know they're an officer?
so every time you enter a new area, we're gonna roll a d10. On a roll of a 10, an officer will be present, and then you to re-roll the 10 for the other members who are also present in addition to the officer. An officer will never be unaccompanied. They will always have at least one other person with them. There could potentially be several officers in one area if you roll several 10s in a row. But that is the mechanics you're working with. Right now, there are 6 people in this area. They are all currently distracted. With your 41, I'll say that is enough for you to get to the door. Without the camera spotting you.
All right. I'll just go through at this point, I'll go through the door.
Okay. Do you go for the door quietly? Or do you go through it with a bit of confidence? You know, like, I'm supposed to be here. How do you...
Probably with a bit of confidence, so
Okay.
I'm happy to roll a performance check if you want.
Yes, that is exactly what I need, please. I need a performance check, please, because you're assuming the role of someone who's meant to be here and knows what's on the other side of this door. 12? Not terrible. You open the door, and as you see beyond, you see you entered this like large, it's about 10-foot wide corridor that kind of runs around the back end of the ship. Directly opposite you, there's a matching set of double doors, about 25 foot or so on the far side, which connects to the far hangar bay. Equidistant to that, halfway along on the left, there's a large security door, which says engine room, authorized personnel only in all caps above the door. And the corridor also bends off to the right. Roll me a d10, please.
Mm-hmm.
Cyrus isn't thinking this because I'm not there, but I'm thinking, should we sabotage the ship a little to help our escape?
Maybe. Lots of movement here, Barrows. Lots of people coming and going in the corridor. You hear lots of hustle and bustle. As you kind of like open the doors, like close them behind you, and step forward 5 foot, you're able to see all the way down the corridor. It's well lit here. The ship is accommodating people of a variety of races. You see there are elves, dwarves, or no gnomes, force habit. Elves, dwarves, gith, and
No
gith
gnomes.
as well. And the odd Thrycreen as well, kind of going about their business, and humans and all sprinkled throughout. Do you also see that there is kind of like as you're looking around, you know, there's a general hubbub. There's a bit of, you know, they're busy about something. They're not like, you know, just. It doesn't strike you as a crew who are at ease. You know, they are doing something or something being checked. Maybe it's a drill. You're not sure, but there's definitely a lot of movement, which makes you being able to move around a little bit easier. You don't see anyone here who's got a real air of authority about them that might compromise you, but you know that if like you get engaged with someone in a conversation, things like that, it might be difficult to keep up your disguise. So you have, I'll kind of walk you through. There is the entrance marked engine room, authorized personnel only on the left. There is a set of double doors on the far side, which like leads to the far side of the other hangar bay. Along the corridor, there are 6 doors on the left and right side, all parallel, all opposite each other. So three doors on each side. And then right at the far end of this corridor, at the very far end, there's a large sign which reads bridge, which you can see from here. The other doors also have signs on them, but because of the angle, you can't see what they say. You need to move towards them to see what they say.
Move to the first set of doors.
Sure. I assume not the engines and not the other hangars.
No.
Yep. Okay, these read, make me a... This is me a luck roll to roll a d20 because you're looking for some kind of laundry area or some kind of like, you know, like housekeeping kind of like setup. You're looking for something along those lines. 4. Not very lucky. These are both labeled crew quarters. So they may have uniforms in, but maybe not, you know, you're thinking big like industrial push trolleys of, you know, freshly laundered clothing. But, you know, potentially. And as you're going to move down, Barrels, as you get here, with your passive perception is 14, is it?
Mm,
Is it lower?
11.
11. So yeah, you probably get all the way to here. But here you reach this first door, you see there is another camera in the far end of the corridor, and it is scanning back and forth. This one moves very quickly. You don't think it would be possible? Maybe at your fucking breakneck speed, running from one end to the other, you could beat this thing. Because it does pause a little bit at the end of each swing. But, like, it'd be tight. So you think at this point it's probably spotted you.
Did Barros take the blurry face, or was that Atlas?
Atlas.
Atlas.
Damn it. Blurry spider on the camera.
There's just one
bring it-
spot of his head that's like
At this point,
weirdly
I'm
blurred.
more concerned of like not giving away my position to kind of the crew around me, so I'll just act as normal.
Okay. Are you going to keep moving up the corridor? There's also, well, you see them. There are ladders set into the walls, just about 10 foot beyond these doors. One going down and one going up. The ladder going down reads cannon room, and the ladder going up reads gantry. And dining hall, I'd probably say. Gantry and dining.
I carry going up and down. Next set of doors.
Okay, next set of doors. Luck roll, please.
Seven.
7. Both of these again read crew quarters. However, one of them, notably the terminal next to the door, has a passcode lock on it. The other ones don't. And you would notice they are numbered in turn. So the ones you've all seen, the first one you saw was crew quarter 1 and 2. Then there was 3, and number 4 is sealed with a lock.
Mm.
You see someone at this
turned
point goes into crew quarter 3 across the way. They open the door, they step aside, and you see there is just bunks crammed in here. Like you're talking, like you only get a quick look in from the door, but you already see like there's like 6 high bunks in areas where it allows. You know, the ceilings are high, like 30 foot high. Like they are crammed in these spaces.
Next set of doors.
Next to the doors, they both read weapon systems. Weapon system port and weapon system starboard. Read. And at the far end, you see bridge and that camera scanning.
Any ladders here?
The ladders, you have to double back behind 3 and 4's crew quarters.
I'll go to gantry.
Alrighty, you go up to the gantry. Up here, you find yourself, you see this little kitchen that kind of like follows along one wall. There's a door on the northmost side which reads Captain's Quarters, which is locked. You can see the number access terminal locked with a passcode. There is a few long metal picnic bench style tables set out. And also, joining off this area, there are several other doors which seem to connect to more crew quarter areas. If you'd like to roll me a luck roll, see if any of those tickle your fancy.
Right, not very lucky.
And I
today.
also need you to roll me 1d10.
Not very lucky today.
please.
Four.
There's only 4 individuals up here. There's 4 GIF, and they're all playing cards on a table. You don't really draw much attention to yourself up here, but like a quick scan around, you don't see anywhere that says laundry room. No obvious sign is given away. One of these crew quarters might have like maybe laundry facilities in them, but nothing is obviously standing out to you. Or maybe just you haven't uncovered them yet. Maybe there's a sub room in one of these rooms, you know?
This is where every single one is a laundry room as well.
Every single crew quarter has their own laundry.
Yeah.
Right, I'll just have to go up to the kind of the crew quarters.
Up here, you've got 5, 6, and 7.
Are they padlocked?
None of these are sealed, no.
I'll walk into 6.
Roll me d10. Two sleeping Thrycreen are currently in here. This is, compared to the ones down below, these are a little bit smaller. These ones, these are maybe reserved for maybe a bit more higher ups, maybe higher ranks, you're not entirely sure. But yeah, the other ones were very, very crammed. This one probably only houses maybe the guys of like 12 people max, you'd say, at capacity. You see there are foot lockers, like attached to the bunk beds, things like that, all numbered. You know, there's like each one has like, you know, it's a stack of foot lockers, all kind of like numbered.
Is there any washing facilities or anything like that?
No immediate, obviously, washing facilities in this one, though. But there's like, you can see like the other one had. There's like foot lockers, personal belongings probably in there, things like that, blankets, like they're like bunks, like military bunks.
Okay. I'll make my way back out.
As you enter an area you've been in before, I would like you to roll me another D10, please. Because people may be moving around. Like I say, the ship's constantly changing.
8.
So at this point, people have come up the ladder that you come up from before, and you see them all crowded around a little like coffee machine at the gantry, and they're all kind of like helping themselves with some coffee, talking about the various goings on, like yeah, I just can't wait to be finished. Once you get these fucking people dropped off, we can head back to the Omphalos or something like that, get something more stable, get away from these crazy fuckers over this side of the Expanse, muttering back and forth to themselves. I will say, being a kind of a like populated, like R&R kind of area, I would like you to make me either a stealth check to pass by, like if I draw too much attention to yourself, or like a performance check if you want, like continue with your act of like I know what I'm doing, I'm here.
I'll stealth out. 26. That'd be
36.
36.
You time
Thanks
it with
to
your
the stealth spider.
I love Pass Without a Trace. It's great.
you time it with like whenever they like turn around, like still after the filter coffee's finished brewing, and they you climb back the ladder, ting 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 ting, back in the hallway. D10, please. Sorry, I'm assuming you go back down because you kind of say you're heading back.
Yeah. 6.
6, yep. Just more individuals running around. No one really of high authority rank. Nothing that really worries you. As you kind of get down, what are you planning on doing? You're gonna go try these doors. You're gonna head back towards your crew, your shuttle, or?
Yeah, I want to try more doors, realistically.
Sure. And I need someone who's not doing anything right now. Let's go for Ryan and Mary. Can you both roll me a d20, please?
Interrupting the Asimov's game of Go Fish.
Got any 3s?
Let's see, they're bad or good. 19.
I feel like Volga's playing solitaire while trying not to concentrate on solitaire.
You start focusing too hard, the invisibility like wavers, like whoa, whoa, whoa.
He's like,
That was a 19, but it doesn't come through.
is it Queen after Jack, or is it Jack before? And then wavering. Oh, no. Right, it's just that one. Fuck it.
Okay.
Sorry, refresh and roll 20 because rules are come through.
Features and traits. Sometimes that picks up.
It's fine. No, okay, we can just yeah. If it's something to load it up, or also just check it's in sync to the right roll 20 campaign. But yeah, Barros, yes, you kind of go down. Are you intending going all the way back to the hangar, or?
Probably try the hangar on the other side to see if there is like any more doors.
Make me a D10 as you open the hangar. See who's in here first.
5.
5 individuals again, like keeping themselves busy. This hangar appears to be almost be dedicated entirely to storage. The upper 2 levels are free for docking though. So there's still a few bits of space, but the entire lower area, like the other one, this is like completely chock-a-block stuff, which would make it very difficult to land on this level. So luckily, D's got you on the other side. Make me a luck roll.
19.
One of the crates near the door has written on it in common uniforms in big block black capitals. It's like a sealed like metal shipping container kind of style crate. Like it's big. It's like a little chest.
Yeah. I'll go over there.
Yep.
Are the 5 people here kind of
they're busying about themselves, but you know if you're going to open this, like, have you ever opened a shipping container before? You say no, I can describe it, but it's easier to say if you have.
No. He's a pirate. He's broken open shipping
I'm
containers,
more mean.
surely.
I'm more Anthony for point of reference. They basically have like a big, like a it depends on the make, but a lot of them have this big metal rod that you kind of have a twist almost perpendicular and then lift it up and it basically opens up the latches. Some of them have like little hand catches, but yeah, this is like one of these big ones. You also like have to take this large metal stick, it's about 5 foot long, walk it parallel opposite the doors, and then as you lift it up, you're basically like forcing the bolts out of place, and then you're like wedging it free. So it's not the quietest thing to do.
I think that might be an understatement a bit.
Yeah, but it can be done.
Wake up the entire ship and break Volgir's concentration if you do it wrong.
I'll try it.
Sure, never stealth roll. This also reflects your timing of like, make sure no one's looking at you. 17 to 27. Yeah, you go up, you start lifting it, turning it around.
In time of bang on the ship, just like, what the fuck?
You see that there is a camera in this room as well. You time it with that. And yeah, you open it up just enough for you to slip inside. Inside, there is shelves here, kind of like flanking the shipping container. It's not a full-length shipping container. It's like a half-length shipping container. So it's almost more like a cuboid, like a cube rather than like a full-blown cuboid. Sorry, but it has these big like metal shelves along both sides, and they have boxes. And the boxes are labeled different sizes and things like that.
Yep. I'll just start looking for uniforms for kind of guesstimated sizes.
Sure. Just roll me a investigation check as you're like looking around, opening boxes, checking them, holding to yourself, like because you're looking for all things that fit races as well.
Yeah. 13.
13. And roll me a d4.
Dun, dun, dun. 1.
Perfect. Alrighty. You acquire enough uniforms, you believe, for everybody, including Volgir if he needs it. Do you take any extras for days or sunshine at all?
And possibly Atlas family?
Possibly Atlas's family. At the minute, you've taken 4 additionals. Because Days already has hers, obviously, but you want to find them for yourself. But you're, in Days' disguise right now. But I'm going to say, finding the 4 took you did it, fairly quickly. In like about 5 minutes to get like, your Asimars, the bird, Volgir, all kind of like set.
I resent being the bird.
Samars. We didn't even get Asimar. We got Samars.
S'mores. Like s'mores.
I think with the time constraint, then I wouldn't.
Sure.
Just because we want to get in, get out.
Okay. Yes, you leave the uniforms behind. Are you going to close it behind you, or are you going to leave it open?
Let's close it behind me.
Okay, make another stealth check.
24.
24, yeah, you step aside. Set it back in, just you time it. Just as like, the ship's going through like an engine spooling cycle, it kind of shudders at the same time as the thing closing up. And yeah, you're able to walk the back in place. So it'll be like this little small creaking noise. But yeah, no one really seems to bat an eyelid. Lots of noise going on, lots of people moving things around. Yeah, you do you've got your backpack with you or anything? Like how are you carrying these uniforms?
Yeah. So they're going in the haversack.
Perfect. Okay, and you're gonna make your way back to your crew.
Yeah.
And you roll me a D10 because as you're inside the shipping container, things may have changed. Obviously, no windows in that. We need to keep an eye. Or
5.
an extra. I think it's the same amount of people as it was before. So no real change here. And you want to head back through the hallway. You head those big double doors, passing underneath a camera that you spotted. Roll me another D10 as you enter the hallway.
9.
You hear from inside the engine room, like overneath the sounds of thuds and clangs in the engine, like muffled, like yelling, like back and forth. And you hear the door to the engine room begin to open, and then you hear a louder bang, and then you hear the door abort the cycle system, and like someone marches off. Something close, a close call. The corridor is full of buzz. People there are like moving things back and forth. People are going in and out of the weapon systems right now, like kind of like all over, and yeah, there seems to be a lot kind of going on. and you're heading towards the far loading bay where your shuttle is and where the cottontail is. Whenever D10, please. You open the door. So I think a few of the guys there from originally have moved off. So the ones doing the schematic checks on the Cottontail have like moved out of this room in a different area. It's a bit more quiet, and you make your way over towards the shuttle. Those of you who are in the shuttle, you would see through the glass Barros re-entering the area, and because he's not like hiding, he's not like skulking from the shadows. He's walking with like a confidence, like I'm supposed to be here. I know what's going on. That's kind of like how he's moving. But every now and again he does, like
Bit of swagger.
Yeah, every now and again he does hold back, or like he tries to mingle with crowds if he gets the opportunity, like to like avoid being,
He's literally hitmanning.
Yeah,
He's Assassin's Creed.
he's paid off some courtesans and some drunks.
Have you thrown anyone off a bridge yet?
Not yet.
And then you're not truly hitman.
But yeah, are you going to try to get back
Gotta
aboard the
stash
ship,
an
Barrows?
unconscious body in a weirdly
Yeah, I'm gonna
convenient
try and get
body-sized
back
container.
aboard the ship, as best as I can, trying to step onto an invisible ship.
Okay. Now you're coming back into the hangar from a different side. I want you to roll me a luck roll one final time.
Walked.
Crit
face first
fails
into
and
the side of
walks
the
into
ship.
the invisible ship.
What rolls did you need
Just a
me to make?
D20.
Sorry.
Flat roll D20.
Yeah, cool. Six.
You don't see something that says like laundry chute or anything like that, like right next to the ship that had been blocked by a crate or anything like that. Nothing like that stands out to you, luckily, as funny as that would be. You make your way back around to the ship itself. Are you gonna try to, if you want time to get back on, be another stealth check to work against the camera and the 4 crew members all work here?
Yeah, I can do a stealth check. Oh, not one.
Some wee man sitting and they see Barros on the camera and then he just disappears. They're going, what the?
It's still a 22 with a pass without a trace. Let's remember.
Stealth spider. Making your head kinda
Atlas
itchy.
in disguise.
Did they get a +10? Oh no!
They rolled a 22. I don't know why I rolled twice, but they rolled a 22 on the first roll that I saw. Okay. Yeah. So Barros, you time your door opening, and you slink inside.
Keep up. Or maybe
What is
How
that?
long is it? So how long has it been?
It's
Must
been
have been the
about
wind.
10 minutes.
Volgir's bored as hell. He's just sat at the table playing solitaire. Like,
Astra's pacing.
if this is what's gonna happen for the next 3 hours, I'm gonna be bored as hell.
Shut up.
Hey,
Just soldier on. Keep focusing on this magic. Cyrus is
Hey,
just like sitting cross-armed and cross-legged in the shuttle, like,
Yeah.
It's like the
you see
3
Vol-
levels of
you see-
anxiety.
you see
Barros, as you
Volgir
get
go
closer,
to
opening the like
argue
thing,
with you.
you hear like like mumbling through the metal. 'Cause, like it's not soundproof.
You see Volgir go to argue with you, and you just see the invisibility flicker ever so slightly, and he's like, "No, I can't argue. God damn
Just
it!
every now and again.
Back
get
to the
Astra.
solitaire."
I'll make my way into the ship and be like, I'm back.
Did you
But I got
Atlas
the
says,
uniforms.
"We did it, bitches," but she's a spider, so you don't hear anything.
squeak, squeak.
So I got the uniforms. So and he'll throw Cyrus the uniform meant for Volgir, and Volgir the uniform meant for Cyrus.
But Volgir will catch it.
Cyrus pulling it on like a crop top.
Like, I don't.
Yeah,
I think
Volgir's
this is for you.
The amalgamate
Volgir's
uniform
like-
is sluttier than I remember.
like as you throw it, Volgir's just like, "No, don't throw it at me," and then tries to catch it so that he's not getting attacked by a
Uniform,
jumpsuit.
it's not an attack.
Where's damage? Pillow fight. 1 bludgeoning damage.
Hey, have you ever had a t-shirt or a shirt or a pair of jeans thrown at you? I'm
A
pretty
pair
sure
of jeans
they're
hurts.
pretty. Yeah,
These
they're
are like
they're
these are like big like,
Especially if
jump,
a
like
button
overalls. They're like
catches
big
you.
overalls.
yeah, so they're chunky things.
You haven't been hit by like the button on something when it's thrown to you, and it's like
Yeah.
if I overreact and say "ow," they're gonna judge me, even though that really fucking hurt.
Whereas me and Emma just have full-on laundry wars.
Olger, I think you have the one for me. This is a bit short.
Volgir will stand up and go, "What do you want about this? Fits me perfectly. I don't think I'm... Why do you think I'm that small?"
Give me that. Cyrus, just take it off you and give you yours.
Well,
Asher's
I'll put it on, but...
braiding her hair.
Oh well. I don't know.
Into the boiler suit.
Yep, you put on the boiler suit, zip them up. They go over most armor, as long as those in heavy armor. You can get in these pretty easily. They cover up
Yeah.
the medium armor. So
Nice.
Don't suppose you were able to grab any helmets or anything, Barros?
no one really wears.
No.
Like they're not. That's the thing. Maybe in like a combat situation, we might put those on for like like safety. But like out and about, it's yeah, people don't really wear them. Like it's like real life. Like a lot of
Is
people just
there
wear their hats. you know?
Hoodie? Or a hat?
You might have got a little collection of like little kind of like little almost like boonie hat kind of like or caps maybe as well, like a little selection, but nothing major. The odd beret you
I
might
think a
find.
cap would help you somehow.
Mm.
Just like put the horn
Ah,
through
so-
the little hole.
Yeah.
Like a beanie, but the whole beanie side is just full of horn.
Or you could get like a baseball cap, but you have to wear it on the side like a dick, so like the horn can come out there.
Mm.
While this is happening, while you're
Wearing
all
it like
putting
an
on your bonuses,
adult trying to look like a teen in a Disney movie.
Astra and Atlas, you see that there is a member of the crew, and he is moving towards the ship with an arm outstretched, cautiously. He's like moving
Oh,
towards it,
dear.
like he's seen something.
Oh
And he's
dear.
moving towards the door where Barros entered, and you
Oh,
see him through the
dear.
windows, and he's getting closer and closer.
Atlas aggressively taps Barros's head in hope that he notices.
Astro will tap Cyrus like, that dude's coming over.
The Volgir's still playing solitaire.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Panicos!
I could try and knock him out, I guess, or because how do you talk your way out of hopping out of an invisible shuttle?
I mean, we could just fly it up. And then he just kind of.
Yeah, but I think he'll hear the engines.
I was about
Barros.
to say the engines aren't stealth, are they?
Barros, you're kind of sneaky. Can you not just like sneak attack him?
You this individual, he's got like a bald head, like yellowish skin, black and black stripes and like speckled dots kind of all over it, big yellow eyes, like this amalgamated vest. He's got this like lace twist on the side.
If I
he's
stop being a
gift.
spider, I could try and cast Charm Person on him, but I don't know if that will work.
You're not hostile to him.
He
Might work.
is about 15 foot from the door. And
Okay.
closing.
Atlas will cease to be a spooter,
Appear on top of Barris's head.
and she will she'll jump off him before she ceases to be a spooter.
Okay. You jump off and mid jump you like McGonagall jumping as the cat.
And she will ready to cast Charm Person if she thinks he's going to physically touch the ship.
Okay.
I think he is.
I think I guess it says a humanoid you can see, so
See him? Yep.
however, he will know he was charmed by me when this ends.
Also, charm person doesn't. It's not a Jedi mind trick. It gives you advantage on talking to him rolls. It's like schmoozeville.
Oh, yeah. I was
It's
hoping
like
it would just
let me
be
buy you a
Yeah,
drink.
vision.
To like vroom, like you're my friend. Like you like me now. It's like that. It's not like you are now controlled by me. You may do what I want you to do. It's not.
That's Geas.
That's
which
dominate
we don't
person.
have.
Yeah, I don't know what to do then.
We might just
I
need
could
to grab
summon
him
a
and
baboon.
see him.
I mean, I can grab him and bring him into the shuttle, knock him out, leave him in the shuttle.
10 foot away.
Vulgar will be here.
I
to,
mean, if
you
he
know,
makes
keep an eye on him.
contact with if he
I need
makes
the body to
contact
play
with the
cards
shuttle,
with.
then just drag him in, I guess.
I mean, worst case scenario, if you go and make a distraction behind him, I can step out and be like, "Hey, bud, what are you doing?"
But we have to get out, and he's walking towards the entrance.
5 foot.
Cyrus is going to ready for whenever he gets within touching range. He's just going to open the door, grab him, and bring him into the ship.
He's within 5 foot right now.
Can I
He's about to make contact with the ship.
Can I create a bonfire behind him?
No, because
Again.
that'll alert the 4 other people.
That will get the rest.
If we can just grab this one guy,
Okay,
it won't be a
okay,
problem.
fine.
Cyrus is gonna like literally just
He
like
touches the
grab
ship.
him.
Grab him.
Because you're
Open
not...
open the door.
The
grab
door,
him,
as he
open
touches the door, like, it's like a fucking, like wing opening door. It opens upward. So
Yoink.
he like, gets hit by this door as he recoils back. You have a surprise running against this guy because he didn't think invisible ship. But he wasn't sure what happened, but he wasn't the door to open. So, what are you all doing? You've all got one action before we are going to properly go initiative. But
Yoink him, Cyrus.
I'm gonna grab him and try and
grapple
like
check.
cover his mouth and just pull him into the
athletics
ship.
check.
I'm not gonna rage because that'll be loud.
20?
Not nat 20.
He'll try to roll acrobatics to avoid it. 18. He like tries to go free. You grab him and you pull him back into the ship. It's your object interaction with the door, and then you grab him and pull him back in. That's more or less. You've got a bonus action and you've got a bit of movement left. Unless you've got upper attacks. You've got an extra attack.
Can I close the door as he's pulled
Yep.
in?
Atlas close the door. You pull him back in. Again, it's not soundproof in here. And he's like fighting against you. And maybe you're not quite like over his mouth yet, but like you just enough where he hasn't had a chance to scream out. But like he could maybe like get your arm free, you know, like in
Volgir will just kind of go.
Someone
guys,
punch him in the face.
just point him at Tewa. Just point him at.
Is Tewa
point him
on
at
the shuttle?
monster.
No, Tewa didn't come with.
Tewa's not with you guys.
Oh.
Because you need the space.
Oh.
You need the space for the parents.
Astral find something like a scarf or something to tie around his mouth so he can't make noise.
Atlas, now would be a good time to do charm person.
Okay.
That would be the
Yeah,
now is the time because
I
now
will-
it's not like a Jedi mind trick thing. It's like
I
we're
will
your
now
friends.
charm person
Yeah.
on this man.
So you're getting the scarf. You're trying to tie his mouth shut. Make me a let's just call a sleight of hand. Like with advantage, he's like already like kind of restrained a little bit. Like
Can I try and charm him before you gag him?
Like if he looks like he's about to make a lot of noise, Astral will go to do that
okay,
because she's panicking.
Here, Atlas, he makes a wisdom save. You're lucky he wasn't an elf or a fae.
Yeah, he makes a wisdom save. He
He
also does so with advantage if we're fighting him, which I don't know if that counts as the grapple.
I'm gonna say you guys are fighting him right now.
Okay, then he
feels
gets
like you're
advantage.
fighting him. He rolls a 3. He's charmed by Atlas.
Okay.
So he looks at us and like he like maybe gets Cyrus's hand away for just a second, and like he's a bit winded after being like hit in the
scream.
fucking sternum by like a swinging door from a fucking like DeLorean. And he's just like,
Don't scream. Don't
You need to
scream.
help me, please. But these people shouldn't be here. Oh, what's going on? I'm being
Cyrus will
held.
like slowly let him go.
Okay. You have to help me. These people shouldn't be on the ship. They didn't have authorization. What are you doing here?
We're you know, it's a very long and complex story. We really can't get into it right now. It's gonna take forever, and we're on a short time scale.
Is
but-
he in the same room as
Yeah.
Volgir?
He's in the shuttle.
He's in the
We're
shuttle.
all in the
shuttle's
shuttle.
small.
Yeah, okay.
But
We're on a secret mission.
long story short, everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay, make me a. I think you're lying to him.
Everything is fine.
I think you're lying to him about
I
why
think
you're
I'm
here.
lying to him too.
So I'm gonna say deception check.
I
with
feel like
advantage.
I wasn't lying to him until I said don't worry about it, in which case I started to lie. Very much worry about
Looking at Cyrus behind him, you know, like with his knowledge of.
it. So, deception.
Astral
yeah,
with
you get
the scarf
advantage.
is with-
Luckily, I got better at lying recently for situation I will not get into.
Okay.
Everyone just ignore that +4 I have to deception now.
You see, he looks at you, Atlas. And he's like, "Okay, is this like a drill or something? Like what's going on? It's like a test, a training exercise."
Volgir will just like whisper in the ear of Atlas. Just say it's a secret mission.
We're on a top secret mission.
Oh, okay. Can I help in any way? I don't really think that these guys should be here. And he's like looking at like all of them. Like
The Amalgamate is outsourcing for this mission to
actually,
see.
he looks like, and you're all wearing amalgamate uniforms, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except Atlas, who didn't have time to change before she de-spidered.
So he's like, okay, I think this goes a lot above my pay grade.
Yeah, you really shouldn't have seen anything going on here.
Okay, what do you need me to do?
I need you to now stay on this ship because you are now compromising the mission.
Okay, that's fine. I can stay here.
Quietly.
So you're just gonna you're
I-
just gonna
I-
stay here, and then when we tell you, you jump out of the ship, and everything will be like fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I can do that. I'll just I'm just gonna. Oh, the door really hurt when it hit me, and he like goes like he sits down like with a little because the shuttle.
Yeah,
has little
sorry,
feet.
it's experimental technology. It's
Yeah, I've
we'll
never
test
seen a
it.
ship that can do that before. Like, yeah, he likes his down. So yeah, I'm gonna say this guard is pacified. He's charmed enough that he's not really sure what's going on, but he like believes your story enough that he's pacified. He's no longer an active threat. So you're, unless you want to do anything else, you're no longer at risk of winning initiative.
Volgir will kind of walk out of range, gesture at Atlas, and just. How long's that last?
an hour, so you may need to knock him unconscious.
Just get something
Right.
put on him.
Well, we should not be longer than an hour.
Well, yeah, just make sure you guys are finished within the hour.
Yeah, just if you need to
'Cause
recast, if you need to recast the invisibility before the hour's up, do that, and we'll figure out what to deal with him.
You forget I have a little friend.
Yeah, well, play cards with him or something. Keep him pacified.
No. Little friend can do the work for me, and I can still cast.
Yeah, okay,
this-
just put whatever works, Volgear. Just
It'll be fine. We'll be back within the hour, and we'll just kick him off the ship. I mean, he'll have seen our faces and stuff, but realistically, like, who else is going to be the
We'll
ones
already be
taking
in
my
trouble by
parents?
then.
True.
Right.
Right. Hello.
Times of the essence.
I'm playing a bit of Go Fish here. Do you want to join me?
Yeah, I had to move some crates. I assume I'm off the hook for that for now.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll sort that. We'll pass it to your superiors once we've completed that.
He looks at Atlas
listen.
like once more for like reassurance. Is like,
Yeah, don't worry, man. Your superiors kind of know this is going on, so it's not going to be a big deal.
okay, that's fine, I guess. Okay, well, sure. I'll play cards if I'm stuck here anyway. I may as well. Yeah, he said I just.
I'm also gonna start pouring him a drink at the same time to try and get him
Okay.
drinking.
Oh no, I shouldn't. I'm on the clock. Are you not on the clock? Are we not like all working right now?
Well, on the clock. As long as you can still do your job, that's the main thing, isn't it?
Make me a persuasion check, Volgear.
It's fine, man. Let loose a little bit.
You get advantage.
Do I get advantage
Yeah,
for
because
that?
Atlas is helping, so you can have advantage.
Well, that's a 16 first roll, or a 7 for second roll.
Doesn't take much to convince the soldier to have a drink on shift. Yeah, he's like,
It's like
Sure, I
convincing
guess.
Ryan and Holmes to go on a night out. It's
Yeah.
like, I shouldn't. Are you sure? Well, okay then.
twisted my arm.
Twisted my arm.
Volgir's doing that usual thing every time he looks round, his glass is somehow still at the same level.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
He and he imbibes a bit, like starts drinking. I'm gonna say if he's here for the full R Volgear, I'll reassess his constitution and we'll see how he does.
Yes. Volgir's plan comes into action.
Atlas, are
Volgir
you
is
gonna-
drinking.
Atlas will suit up.
Okay, you all suit up.
Is
I
it
can say
is it for bird folk, or do I have to awkwardly like rip holes in the back of it for my wings?
there are no.
Like for Cycrene.
It's probably Thrycreen, so it probably has holes for their little arms. So you better wear it backwards.
Okay.
Because Thrycreen don't have wings.
I would like to point out-
Silly.
Volgir, instead of drinking, is drinking like the apple juice replacement for like when you're on set kind of thing.
Okay. Do you have apple juice? I know you got
Hey.
alcohol in your inventory. Do you have apple juice in your inventory? Volgir?
No, I don't think I have apple juice. But Tell you what, I do have.
Your constitution's also probably better because you're a dwarf, right?
Yeah, it's alright.
It is, yeah, he
Give
gets advantage.
resistance.
Yeah, okay, I'll take it then.
You
Dwarf
just take half
resilience.
sips.
And to be fair, I have advantage to avoid poisoning.
Yeah, dwarven resilience literally is their alcohol tolerance. It was originally going to be called like alcohol, like originally alcohol was going to be a thing,
Alcoholism.
and then they made it generically, and they're like, oh no, but alcohol's just a poison, so we'll just group it all in poison.
Fair enough. I'll just drink with him.
Cool. Yes, you guys just have a little boozing session on the shuttle. And while that's happening,
We
you
get
guys
back,
all...
Volgir's smashed. This is his new best friend.
So you guys all go to
He's
step
coming with
out
us.
of the shuttle.
Like, we
Oh,
can't
we
bring
went
him
to
with us. We let you keep Tewa.
Are we going to stealth?
Hey, I need a
Because
friend. You brought a friend. Someone
I
else
mean,
brought
is,
days.
I'll be
I need a
honest.
friend.
Pass without a trace still kicking
My
it?
I
performance
think
is not
so.
great.
now.
Sean person isn't concentration, so...
It's around this point, just before you guys leave, you hear Volgir's hollow strap would go off, but I'll come back to him because he's away from the computer. But I think he has the suppressed incoming anyway. Do you have the suppressor for the
Hello.
incoming? Do you have the muffler?
Sorry,
for the...
I walked away and then I
That's
heard
fine.
it.
Do you have a receiver for your muffler? Or do you have a sender?
I have the
have-
sender.
So I currently have the Echo Pulse, the muffled receiver, and the group sync on my
So,
one.
Volgir, luckily your new friend doesn't hear this transmission from D as it comes through. Because D sent you a message because she knows you're going to stay on the shuttle. She doesn't know where anyone else is, so they might be overheard, but she knows that you're probably somewhere a bit quieter. And D says, okay, I just finished speaking with that Captain Muskrat guy. He believes that I've had an issue. I got separated on a training mission, and I'm just gonna refuel and rest up a little bit. So I bought about an hour from now before I need to leave. So you got an hour until those doors are gonna open to stay low and do whatever it is we're gonna do. If we're gonna get out quicker, you're gonna need to find somebody to open those doors early, and preferably give me a heads up.
Can I give a thumbs up that
It's a thumbs up emoji.
a text-to-speech thumbs up kind of thing?
You can't reply message-wise because that's a separate thing. That's a
I
separate
mean, sure, you
system.
could just reply with got it.
I mean, yeah, you could just
Don't be
reply.
suspicious.
Yeah, you could just. I also, you could just reply to holo strap. It's not.
That's what I mean. Can I do a thumbs up,
But you
Yeah,
have to give a
okay.
verbal. It's you have to send a voice note. You can even do like that. You just do. That's all it might need to be.
Yeah. I'll
so
just
maybe
do
while
that,
you're playing cards,
I'll be playing a card. Just
I get you. Yeah, and yeah, she receives it back, and yeah, she doesn't follow up at all. But she briefs you roughly on what's going on her end, so that you know what's going on. And it's up to you then. We'll give you one or two, then pass on your colleagues or not, and just leave it for your own information.
I think we're all. I'll pass it along at some point, maybe when I go for I'll excuse myself to the toilet, pass it on to someone else who I know has got
Hey,
a
the
muffler.
shuttle definitely has a toilet on it. Yeah,
Well, I'm gonna. Okay, no.
like
Okay,
a
pop
car.
it in the corner.
yeah. It's not big. As in, this thing is not big. It can hold. It's like a minibus. It can hold 10 people max.
It's like a dropship, basically.
Yeah, it's literally a
Yeah, pretty
dropship. Yeah,
much.
it's intended for a dropship.
We
kinda
should
situation and
definitely
pick
get
up.
on that top secret mission, right, guys?
Yes. Barros, did you notice any points of interest that we might want to inspect first?
Well, we're heading for starboard side, I believe, so let's go.
Yeah.
And Volga will just pop up. Don't forget, guys. You've got maximum 1 hour.
Got it.
And he'll as he's staring at you, his eyes will drift down to his hollow strap kind of thing, everyone, very obviously to everyone.
Got it.
Okay.
Let's go.
Cyrus's expression goes from to.
Yep.
As in,
Okay. So, yeah, Rob, I need a group stealth check, please. Pass without a trace is probably still up on the tail end. How long does it last?
An hour.
An
Oh,
hour.
yeah, that's
isn't
fine.
it?
You'll lose time for 10 minutes. Yeah, you'll lose time.
It's the same as my first. It's the same as my first spell.
I mean, I can double check, but I think it's...
I think it is an hour. Yeah, no,
It
you're
is
right.
definitely an hour because I've got it.
Yeah,
out.
concentration up to an hour.
Cool. Yes, so you'll get a plus 10 to your stealth check.
Right.
31.
Harry, do you need me in the next 2 minutes?
Nah, you're fine.
Stealth.
Cool. A minute.
30. 32.
That's the highest Astra's ever going to get.
I'm
I love
assuming
the
barrels
idea
from
of
the-
Atlas being like, okay, I've cast a spell, so it doesn't matter if we're not too sneaky, and Astra's like, I am not letting the team down.
To be honest, even if Barrels rolls a 1 against a 22, he'll still be fine.
Yeah.
With the rest of you pulling him up anyway. So yeah, you slink out with the camera spotting you. I need someone, maybe not Barrels this time, to roll me a d10.
I'm scared now because he had such good luck. I don't want to be the one that
Oh,
Doesn't
roll
fucks
matter.
it up.
10. I'm not scared.
Okay, go over it.
I
Five.
was a little scared.
5 people here. No officer like that. Right now, Barros, you still have what is considered a bad disguise because you didn't get one for yourself. You just got one for these guys, which is the 4. But you, your allies have what would be referred to as a moderate disguise. Like it holds up fairly well. So they would basically have like a grace period of interaction, like a few seconds, before them they're not gonna instantly get like called out like you might be.
It's gonna take people a minute to be like, hey, wait a second.
It might need them to like have a conversation a little bit, like ask like, what position are you working? I don't recognize you. Whereas with you, it's like, hey, that's not standard uniform. It's like you stand out in a sense, like you're not wearing the right colors. You've hidden as best you can, like you've got the jumpsuit like around your like waist, and like you got a vest on, things like that. But you stand out a little bit compared to everyone else, so like, an officer might clock you quicker.
Your uniform's right, but you've got a fucking horn.
And I like Assassin's
Hey, maybe-
Creed mode
maybe
to, like,
you're
between the
adopted.
3 of them.
You could be a satyr as well, Cyrus. Like you're in
Blue
you're in a
satyr.
jumpsuit, like a boiler suit.
I
Like
always imagined
Yeah.
satyrs also had like goat ears.
maybe some do, maybe some don't.
I still think it's funnier if you play the I'm adopted card, and then it's like, honestly, the response you get from transracial adoption is shameful.
But yeah, you all slink out with good time, and nothing strange really happens. Before you delve deeper into Cileam's grace, we're going to take a little break. We'll be right back. And we're back. Alrighty. So, still aboard the Cileam's light. That's it. You are all stepping out into the main corridor after successfully disembarking your shuttle, leaving Volger behind to maintain the visibility on it. And I need someone to roll me a D10 for the corridor, please.
I think Volgir will have asked before you all left for a rough idea in which direction you're going, just in case he does need to follow where you're going. So he will have asked that off Beros.
Beros, do you want to tell Volger what you said?
General direction of where we're going.
Yep.
General direction of where you're going.
Middle
Well, it
floor,
was,
starboard side.
Middle floor, starboard side. I mean, the bridge is on the middle floor, but I don't think we need to go there. Starboard side. Which one's starboard side?
We're
So
on
if
the
you-
starboard
If
side.
you hold up your hands, the one that forms an S is starboard.
It's right. The right-hand side.
Right. I think that potentially may be the captain quarters.
Captain's
Why would
quarters
he be
was
put there?
centralized. It was upstairs,
Oh,
centralized.
it's centralized.
And it was also the top floor.
So
You did encounter one crew
Wonder.
quarter on the starboard side, which was locked, Beros. That was crew quarter 4.
I mean, that might be a good shout if they're being kept.
But that corridor was pretty busy.
That's the one you just stepped into. There's 5 people in it right now, and a camera. The camera's looking at that door.
Sorry, I'm just channeling my inner my inner admiral.
Do we have the cameras? The
Atlas has the camera wipey thing. The EMP.
The EMP grenade.
But we might not want to launch the EMP just yet, because alarm bells, you know.
We basically need to clear this corridor out for even a mere few seconds.
Anybody got a stink bomb?
If Olga was with you, he has thaumaturgy. Thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy.
But if he can say it correctly. I'm struggling with the pronunciation of things today, apparently.
Well, the good thing is, I'm pretty sure the blurry face thing also wipes camera data,
Yes.
if I remember correctly. So what we could do is we could just...
This cloak hides the identity of the wearer from any magical senses. As an action, once a day, you may wipe all the data stored from the last 24 hours on devices within 30 foot of you that are unshielded. No firewalls, passwords, or exposed physical circuits.
What was your thing, Ren? You had one too.
I've got the data stick, which basically is an instant hack.
No.
But we might need that to get the blast doors open.
I mean,
There is 5 people in this corridor, and the longer we sit around chatting, the weirder we're gonna look. Do we
Yeah.
think we can sneakily pick a lock with people around, or...?
I mean, there's not any way to do it snakily, but we do have the little one-time use thing.
Yeah, but I do think we might need that for getting the blast doors open if we have to, like, bail out of here before the hour's up. What about the hack device you have, the quantum drive?
I thought that took a while.
It does take a
does, yeah.
while, but we could attach it.
It's,
But also, it decodes signals. It doesn't like
Shit,
pick
those black
locks.
doors.
It would tell you
yeah.
like transmission, like if people sending messages and like that, it would give you that kind of stuff.
A Vulgair's item would have been better, the hollow strap add-on, to do it from afar.
I mean, maybe you can just sneakily pick it, you know?
You pry it open, cross wires.
Sure, I can try.
do we want to double check they're actually in there? I can cast locate creature.
I mean, that might be a good idea.
Yeah, do that first.
Okay, I probably need to be.
Once the DM comes
Right.
back.
Sorry, the DM is just stopping their dog from barking at the neighbors.
That's fine.
Because it's verbal, somatic, and material, so.
Well, you can whisper.
It's the hands.
Doctor Strange it.
Like if she hides behind Cyrus and then does it.
Shimmer, 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 shimmer.
Just pretend there's a fly buzzing around you in a very specific magical pattern.
Or
It's
like turn her...
like the little cat. Does your cat bite? No, they cast spells.
Okay. I believe the dog has been put in gay baby. He never brought me my beer. Never brought me my beer.
Yeah.
Why do you ask if I want things?
I forget.
Just don't ask. He never forgets his alcohol. You can tell I'm drinking beer because I'm starting to flush up. Anyone else have that with beer?
I needed it out today. Yeah.
Like
I don't know. It's been a while.
I'm on cider because it's the only thing in the house that isn't
any
a
other
spirit.
alcohol, I'm fine. But for some reason, if I drink beer, I just start going red.
Although I'm trying to get off cider
my
during the week
fucking
because it's
nose right now.
so sugary, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ugh.
So warm in here.
alrighty.
Desperados is the only beer I like. Hashtag not sponsored. I just think it's tasty.
Do you drink Corona at all? Or do you not like Corona?
I don't think I've ever drank Corona.
It's nice with the lime.
Alrighty. Someone was doing
we
a
have
locate up
limes?
creature.
Yes.
Yeah, Astra's
who?
casting locate creature.
The
DM,
father.
do we have limes?
Yeah,
Lemon.
yeah, Atlas's father.
Sure, Ichabod.
Ichabod,
Yeah, you
alright.
cast
Ichabod.
locate creature
Mm-hmm.
in the middle of this corridor.
Behind Cyrus.
Behind.
If
Okay.
he aids any obstruction.
Maybe another stealth check then. You still get passed by the trace just to see
Okay.
how well you can hide yourself from the other people around you and things like that. Because there is verbal, somatic, and material components. You need your spellcasting focus out for this. Or you need a bit of fur from a bloodhound. Do you have that on you?
No.
Then you need your spellcasting focus. Which for you is...
I think it's her like symbol or probably her holy symbol or
So yeah, like a holy symbol, like an amulet, or like, like something like that, or...
Yeah, it's 28.
I mean, yeah, you're pretty stealthy. Yeah, you're able to get a so like you maybe double back around the corner a little bit, cast a spell.
Fake a magic sneeze. Perfect.
Yeah, Napo, help me.
Yes, you detect Ichabod. He is within 1,000 foot of you. And you know it is in the direction towards that door, which is locked. On this level.
Yep.
He's on this area, then towards that door.
He's through
Okay,
that door.
Looks like we're
in
gonna
that
need someone to
direction.
sneakily pick that.
Fine.
Roll me another d10. Well, you've been in this corner for some time.
I can do it.
Okay.
Every time.
It's a 10.
Uh,
From the engine room door. The door cycles opens, and stepping out into the room, you see there is a fire ganassi. Very clearly officer's rank. They very clearly hold good station here.
are they hot?
Roll me another d10.
I'll do it.
It's a joke because they
Made
are
of a
made
D10.
of fire.
5.
With them, there is a dwarvish person who's got like an engineering kind of like rank. It looks like something like engineers. And there's also about three people still just like going about the corridor. A couple of GIF, one elf, kind of all moving around, going about their business. And as they're coming out, the dwarf saying in common to the Ganassi. But, Lieutenant, look, I just don't know what's wrong with the engine. Something's gone wrong, okay? We're trying our best to get it sorted, but it shouldn't take too long. I don't want your excuses. I want results. We want why this engine is not firing. We should deal with it now. I don't care if you take your men off their break. Wake them up if they're currently asleep. Get the engine working. We're due to shift out of here in less than 4 hours, and I do not want to spend more time than necessary in Vesperia Australis. We're going to drop these prisoners off in Pugna, and we're going to star shift immediately back. I don't care if it damages the engine. I'm not staying out there for too long. It's too dangerous. Yes, sir. I'll make sure it won't stop, and we'll get working double time. Excuse me. And he like barrels past you guys, and it's the dwarf kind of barrels past you guys. What have you been doing? You've had like a grace period for something.
I mean, do we just get out of this corridor as fast as possible?
Yeah,
he
walk the other way.
is. So he's at the engine, which to get towards the shuttle, you would have to go past him. So if you want to get out of this corridor, it's either going to go up the ladder to the gantry and the thing, or down the ladder to the cannon bay.
Up
Up to the gantry?
Okay. Yeah.
Let's go.
You start climbing up. Yeah. I am going to have him make a perception check to see if he can spot Beros, because Beros is that's an easy spot. Beros, yeah, possibly you'll still beat that. Yep, you're fine. It doesn't roll high enough to beat Beros' lowest roll. So yeah, you link upstairs to the gantry. You see in here, D10, please, someone. The ship is busy, people. It's always moving. People are everywhere.
D10 because I'm not rolling any.
Go for it, Mulgir.
I roll.
Roll 3 10s in a row. Go on. So funny.
3 10.
No, just roll one, but then keep rolling the highest roll. Just 2. Okay. Cool. In this room,
another one.
there are 2 people. There is a elf, one of the elves who just left the corridor, who you followed upstairs, and there's Diaz. Diaz is sat having a coffee, killing time at one of the tables.
Well, let's
Probably
just
enjoying-
pretend we don't know her really hard.
This is where she comes up and goes, "Hello."
Or she's just like,
Now, you would know in this room,
Perfect.
there are doors going off the canteen kitchen. There's a room for crew quarters 8, which would connect to the area above crew quarters 4. So if you were
For the
looking for
vents.
somewhere connected potentially, or like, you know, it shares a ceiling and floor. So
I mean, we might as well try it, right?
Yeah.
let's do it.
8 isn't locked, so you go up to it, you open it up, roll me d10, please.
I go this time.
Yeah, you haven't rolled a D10 yet.
There's also a captain's quarters
so
in this level
scared.
as well, on the northmost side, like the frontmost area, near the ladder.
5.
5. You know, people mainly bedding down here, and they're all kind of like resting up. And again, you can probably fit about like 12 people in here comfortably. Quick look inside, lots of lots of like, you know, foot lockers, beds, things like that. You don't see any like vent that goes straight through the floor. But like maybe you could cut through the floor, or you know, maybe there's some spell that you can cast to like, you know, pass your way through a pass wall or something of that nature. I don't think any of you have it. But...
No.
Is there any vent or anything like by the skirting
Make
or
me a perception check.
Hmm, 15?
There are access vents around. They probably go in the gunny works. There is some low and some high. Some in the actual ceiling itself. And the ones, there's none on the floor themselves, that would be a safety risk. But there are some along the edges of the rooms, maybe like, you know, in the corners and things like that, which could be accessible, Cyrus, if you so wished. But they are like screwed shut. You know, they're like, you know, they're not.
Fiona, how many people in your family can also do what you do?
2. Well, no, on the ship 1.
No, bollocks.
Actually, I don't know if Micaiah could... At least 1, possibly 2.
So getting them through the vents might not be an option, depending on how big the vents are.
I mean, the vents look big enough that a medium-sized creature could crawl through them, because they obviously have to do maintenance in them. Like sometimes they're not like air vents; they're like maintenance vents. Like they're maintenance ducts. Probably is better to describe.
Like John McClane.
Cyrus will like start going over to one of the vents. He has his little multi-tool. He was like, "Can I open this vent with it?" Looking for the matching head.
Give me a stealth check. How quietly you can do it.
Meanwhile, on the ship, have we got any sevens?
Oh, that's a 13.
Go fish.
Plus 10?
13.
Or is that with your plus 10?
That's with the plus 10.
Oh.
Oh,
He's not a stealthy
I
person.
mean, it could be worse. It could be without the plus 10, you know?
Yeah.
Luckily, everyone in this room is currently sleeping, so they got a -5 in passive perception, so that's still fine. He drops
I like to.
the vent. Like, as he's unscrewing the last one, he doesn't realize he's unscrewing the last one. Like, he loses count. Like, he thinks he's still left like a half screw on there. But as it falls away. It's clang on the ground and rings out for a second. You're good. You're fine.
Astra, what's your passive perception normally? Out of curiosity.
17.
So your passive perception when you're sleeping is the same as mine awake.
That's why she got woke up by Sunshine's big
Mine
cuddle.
is better than you when you're awake. Like,
Yeah.
mine sleeping is better than when you're awake.
Astra, can you sense them directly below us? Or not Astra, I shouldn't say that name. Where's the other name? What's your other name? Lucy.
Yeah.
Yes, they are
assuming she
below.
can?
Yes, they are clearly directly below you.
Okay, do we want to try and go through the vent? Or do we want to try and get them up? Alright, we're going into the vent. Cyrus will start crawling into the vent.
Okay, Cyrus crawls in first.
Cyrus, how good are you at seeing in the dark?
I have dark vision,
Okay,
and I can cast light if need be.
just checking. Because not everyone can see in the dark.
Yeah, Barros can't.
Barros?
It's fine. One of you just have to hold my hand.
I believe that's Barry.
Barry.
Why are you all just using the names that
We
we
need-
don't
Oh, no,
get
it's fun.
associated with shit?
I don't know.
They're literally the names we don't want associated with terrorism, and you're using them while breaking people out of
I
prison.
turn around and say, "Hey, Atlas," and someone just goes, "That's a really familiar name." What? There's a
Nah,
lot of
you're just thinking
Fionas.
about maps, probably.
But yeah, you
Into the godly.
Cyrus goes in first. Who else is swimming in?
I will follow Cyrus.
Cyrus
right up
and
his tail
Astra.
that he doesn't have because he's an ass more. What did
Cyrus
he
and
do?
Atlas, sorry. Who's next?
I will then follow.
Barros.
Astra go last.
Astra, bring up the rear. Astra, you making an effort
Try,
to close the
try
vent?
not to look at Barros's goat butt.
Leaving it as it is.
She'll try to, yeah.
Okay, you don't have the right tools to like reseal it, but you can like at least prop it up, like roughly.
I can just like make
Yeah.
it look like it's closed.
Yep.
Again, just mending it from the other side.
It's not broken. It's just had the screws removed.
Yeah, she doesn't have blast furnace torch. Blowtorch. I couldn't think of the word. She doesn't have blowtorch on tap.
You forgot the word blow.
It's been a long day, alright?
Nothing I always remember blow after a long day. For a multitude of reasons. Moving on.
Into the gutty works we
Into
go.
the gutty works you go. Yeah, you slink along. Cyrus, you're leading this charge, and you make me a survival check to see if you can keep your bearings. As you are like working out where to go. These are like, you know, all the interconnected tunnels, twists and turns.
6. I'm trying to go down.
Yeah,
That's
but
all I know.
the thing is, they don't go down straight away. So you have to go along to a central column, then find an area that goes down, and then from the central column work your way back
Can
out
I
towards where you
help
are.
him by just like
Can
prodding him if
Astra
I think
help?
he's
'Cause
going
she's
the
got
wrong
locate
way?
creature going off.
Actually,
Like
you're not
jabbing me in the
close enough to help
butt.
Cyrus, unless you want to yell to him through the like
Or,
ducts.
like,
But Atlas can
Chinese
assist.
whispers.
I just want to stab him in the butt if I think he's going the wrong way.
Sure.
I go to go right.
Roll
Poked in
again,
the left.
Cyrus. And take the highest.
Poked in the left cheek means go left. 12.
Well, doesn't take as long. You still a little bit of
Fucking power.
a little bit of doubling back on yourselves, like even faster, like knowing where they are. Like it's knowing the direction's one thing, but it's knowing like how the tunnels connect there. It's a
How to
difficult
get
like
there.
assessment. Yeah. They're not, you know, they're not always logical because they are following where the mechanics need to be and like where the like, you know, electronics need to run. So it's not like they're following corridors, they're following walls all the time. And they don't always connect the way you expect them to. But after about 20 minutes of crawling around these tunnels, you eventually see a little access port in the floor, which is the ceiling of this room. And you see down there is 3 members of the Moreau family you recognize. You see Micaiah is like bald all around his neck. All the feathers are gone from his neck completely. He's got a very skinny, long neck. You see Atlas's mother is like sprawled out on one of these bunk beds near the floor, like on the lowest levels, like holding her head back and fanning herself with her hand, and she's like complaining quite loudly. That's one reason you're able to find the area in the end. And you're like, they can't keep us cooped up in here for any longer. I'm claustrophobic. Yeah, making a real racket. Ichabod is propped up by a window, looking out of the expanse, kind of like just looking, like, and he's just like, like leaning against the wall, just looking out.
He's had years of practice of drowning out his wife's complaints.
I'm assuming this vent is also going to be bolted from the other side, so I'm assuming I'm going to have to kick it in.
It's not bolted from the other side. It's bolted from this side and welded shut. As if someone, to secure this area and make a makeshift brig on a ship, has reinforced the vents in and out. But you think you could probably kick it out. You might be able to, from below, it's probably very difficult to like get the tension to fire up into it. But from here, you might be like, get on your back, or like get your knee under it, like
just drop through the shaft onto the vent. Yeah, I'm gonna try. And
unfortunately, you're in like a horizontal crawl space, and it's like there. So there's not even like anything above this you can like fall through. You've had to like come down and then over, and now you found it. If that makes sense.
Can you use your like multi-tools to like pierce holes and then like.
I'll unbolt it first of all.
Yep, you take the bolts out,
and then I'll try and kick it in, I guess.
Sure, that is going to be an athletics check, I'm going to say. And this is going to be loud.
Unless anybody else has got a better idea. I'm going to kick it in.
I could
Misty
step through and then try and pry it from the other side, but I don't know if that'll be any quieter, and I'm not very strong. I can create bonfire and try to heat it up.
Yeah, I don't think bonfires are going to help. Also, all the smoke will enter into the air vent where we are, and we will choke on the smoke.
Create bonfire, I don't believe gives off any heat or light.
Wow, that is not a helpful bonfire at all.
I could have sworn.
Create bonfire does fire damage to a creature, and that's all it does.
Wow.
I'm going to assume that setting myself on fire wouldn't burn hot enough to melt this vent.
Yeah, you're not Karlak. You're not like...
Yeah, I didn't think
You're not an infernal engine inside. I mean, like, maybe one day, but like...
Maybe one day.
I mean, maybe if I can squeeze cast, maybe I can use my fused tooth to try and kind of cut my way through it. It might take a little while, but...
It might be quieter.
I can control water and
From
try and
Volkir's
force
little
it
heads
in
up he gave you, by
between-
the way, it's probably been the guts of about 30 minutes.
I can try and force water in between the grate and the wall and then freeze it to expand it, see if I can pop it off.
It is well.
I'm assuming the vent has
bars. There's little letterbox kind of bars.
Can I try and break them off with my crowbar?
Try and the vent itself? Sure, yeah, it will make still some noise because metal wrenching is not a quiet thing, but it might be easier trying to break the weld.
I'm just thinking it might be quieter than just clang, clang.
Yeah.
Instead, so athletics again.
Yep. The crowbar will give you advantage, but because of the tight space you're in, because you're having to squeeze, it would be disadvantage. Just a flat roll.
Okay. 22.
Takes you some time.
Yeah.
The crowbar in, and the second you crank it the first time, all 3 of the island heads shoot round. Some doing almost 180 towards you.
I'm imagining Cyrus like looking through, just seeing the heads completely swivels, like, ugh.
Yeah, that you just hear that in the vent, just ugh.
Righty. I need someone to roll me
Especially
a
with the way they
D10.
look, like their eyes are just completely black, so it's just like 6
What would be
voids,
most
just like
disturbing is if Makai is the one that flips almost 180, because just
you can see the neck just like.
Ooh.
He's
I need a D10 from someone, please.
I haven't done one in a minute.
I'm busy. Don't mind me.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. 4.
Alrighty. Cyrus, you wrench, wrench, and wrench. It's not quiet. Snapping of metal, bending of metal. Luckily, the ship. There's noise every now and again. Doors closing and opening. Eventually, you get it wide enough that the island below looks like they might be able to squeeze up through and follow you. But that's when you hear a voice echoing through the ducts. You're not quite sure where they're coming from because they're echoing. Somewhere from behind you, though. You hear, look, maybe whatever that noise is a problem at the engine. We need to find out what's causing this problem. If you can just work out where that's coming from. Sounds like it's coming from somewhere off the starboard side, the middle area. Let's start looking that direction. Maybe some kind of mechanical collision or something. Something pinged out of place. Maybe a fuel line's gone whack.
We might be better going into the room and breaking out of it.
Go in and have
Everybody
Astra
hop in,
mend
I'll
it behind
cast
us.
mending.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
go,
that's
go,
definitely
go.
good to mending. So you want to slip in?
Yep.
Mending?
Yeah.
Mending is like an inch wide. So it's going to take you like an
And
equal
Cyrus,
amount of
like,
time.
pulls him up and
Yeah.
Asher's just like, neat.
So it probably took Cyrus, let's say, a minute to like break this fully open. Like, you know, with awkward angle, but like, you know, using the weak points, things like that. It can take about a minute to see. Moving back over. In that time, while Asher's doing that, Atlas, your father, like, turns you, like, arms crossed. And he gives you, like, a slight, almost disapproving look. They're not in their finery. You expect to see them. They're still in their prison garb. Micaiah looks incredibly stressed. And your mother is like, Atlas, what are you doing here? You
Lower volume. Lower volume. You can.
lower my volume. What are you doing here? You're going to get yourself killed or arrested again. What are you doing here?
I'm breaking you out and taking you home.
Well, you should have done that sooner.
Well, I was trying, but unfortunately the ship moves rather fast, Mother.
Well, I can't control her. You don't need to raise your voice at me. I brought you into this world. Need I remind you, dear?
Not very well, apparently.
You're being very loud. And it's literally this, like, little bicker back and
I
forth.
feel like Asher to the both is like, shh.
Yeah.
You just hear Volgir over the shout. I can hear you from here.
You go halfway
Well,
across
well,
the
well,
freaking
kinda-
galaxy to save someone, and all you guys bullshit.
While
Eros, do you have any idea how long that doodad takes to hack something? No, it doesn't. Fuck, it doesn't. It hacks
Doesn't hack.
communications. It doesn't hack doors.
I was gonna say, while Astra is like mending,
I mean,
and, you know,
pick
pull
the
out my
lock.
thieves'
It can be as
tools and,
obvious as you like
try
from this
and-
side.
Try and pick the lock.
okay, are you gonna try to go for like the manual locking mechanism of the door?
Yes.
Okay. Notably, the terminal on this side has been disconnected. There is no like digital side, so you're gonna have to try to manually override this lock. Make me a thieves' tools check.
Micaiah, I'm aware that it's mostly my fault, but your neck looks super gross right now.
It's a shame that I didn't give you my holostrap attachment.
Let's try and keep a positive vibe here, okay? No
14.
shaming or bickering. We're
Thieves'
just
tools in.
get out.
Try to wedge against the lock. Pull, pull, pull. feel it begin to give, and it just slips. You just can't get the tension. Unfortunately, not high enough, and no one came to your aid. They were all too busy dealing with a first
Well,
situation.
Asher's mending, but
Yep.
like she yeah.
Tried.
I'll say, Cyrus, get over here. Hold this for me while I try and unhinge this.
Alright, sure.
Can I try again?
Try again. DC is increased.
Okay.
You do get advantage.
Is Asher done with the mending? If she is, she'll
By,
cast
after
guidance
about a
on
minute or two,
Barrows.
Can
yeah,
I
you can
cast
cast
guidance?
Yep, I've already can cast guidance, sure.
This is the first one, which is a nat 20.
Yep, that will definitely do it. You get the main latch, and then you realize this door's had its blast locks engaged, like as if it would normally happen if like there was a depressurization in the cabin or a fire or an explosion, maybe. But luckily, this door, although it is GIF in design,
I want to know if that was done as extra security or whether the Moreaus themselves attempted an escape.
but yeah, so luckily it is GIF in design. It is an amalgamate chip. The overrides generally are universal, so engineers can be cross-compatible across a lot of ships. You're able to pop off a panel in the door itself, root around in there with your arm, find the override control, and you're able to apply just enough tension to like stimulate what would normally be like the computer signal, and you feel the door just go gently slack like against your arm. Like it's quiet as well. It's like a little swing, and then you let go, put your arm back out, like the actual inner workings of the door itself, and the door is open. But from the outside, it looks closed. Even the terminal, you would know, Barros, wouldn't register the door's been unlocked because you've basically broken the lock and then have then overridden the actual blast door shield.
Where else do we have it?
We've got it. We can get out of here, but there's going to be guards on the other side.
And the camera.
Okay.
We need to notify Diaz.
I can do that.
You don't have a muffled sender. I should do it.
Oh, I can cast sending.
Well, it's more about Diaz's receiver.
Oh yeah.
But
Just cast sending then.
is
That's straight in her head.
sending? Yeah.
Sending is silent, yes. True sending is silent.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we're gonna be sneaky. We're gonna get back to an invisible ship. Papa, you may want to become something small and inconspicuous because I know you can, and the less of us, the better.
Sure, I can manage that.
And when I say
Can,
small, I mean like small. Like I became an average-sized spider earlier, and apparently that is not
No.
average size.
Your father
no.
becomes a little dove. Very, very beautiful. Lovely white, perfect feathers.
Mister, I grew up on a normal planet that wasn't plagued yet.
He perches on your shoulder.
See, Atlas, that's a normal bird.
Well, unfortunately, I was born after everything went to shit, so I haven't seen one.
I don't suppose any of them have invisibility or anything along those lines. That might be a stretch.
Volgir, you receive in the shuttle a message from Sunshine. Heal, coming from the Chimera.
I keep getting hailed and I don't know what to say. I just keep telling them I'm in the bathroom.
You answer it, I assume?
Yeah.
Nearly managed to make Ryan do a spit
Okay.
take there.
Nearly got me.
So, Serpana's a little worried. I think so is the other ship. There's like something moving towards them. They just broke comms. They thought it might have been me originally, and they hailed me, and I told them it wasn't me. I've not moved because I'm still trying to work the engine out. But yeah, something's coming towards them. They're not quite sure what it is. I just figured I'd give you a heds up. And as that transition ends...
Oh no, I know what this is.
Everyone...
I know what it is.
Squid.
Everyone on board the Cileam's Grace hears a ship, a Tev-wide announcement. You hear the voice of Captain Muskrat. Listen, I don't know how else to tell you all this, but I can only recommend it to brace for impact. Some ship is on a direct course for us. We've held them multiple times with no response. And unfortunately we're a bit stuck right now. We can't even form evasive maneuvers, so prepare for impact. Brace.
Oh.
Brace. brace, and then BAM! The ship rocks as it is impacted by something going incredibly fast. Hitting it from the port side, the far side of where you guys currently are. Luckily, otherwise the damage could have been catastrophic.
Atlas
Do I
grabbing
need
her
to
dad
roll
out the
to
air.
keep my...
It is not enough to damage you, Volgear. It's just enough to give everyone a good shake. But I do need everyone to make me a strength saving throw to not be thrown with the impact. Because there's a chance that you might impact like a wall or something like that, like if you're knocked with it.
12.
You're fine.
Does it have to be
Would
strength?
Would I be able to use my deck?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Could it be a dexterity save instead?
How are you dexterously going to brace yourself?
Wing power.
Okay, you're gonna fly.
Yeah.
Okay, you start flying, maybe a dex saving throw. It's gonna be a disadvantage because the whole ship moves towards you and the door is gonna hit you in the face.
Okay.
So you have to dodge something that you don't see coming. It's a surprise. Barros, what are you doing? How do you dexterously brace yourself? That's what I'm asking.
Can I like swiftly kind of throw myself into kind of a corner? I'll swiftly kind of throw myself into the corner and raise myself up a little bit just to kind of get off the ground.
Sure.
Isn't there that whole thing of...
I
if you
honestly feel
jump
like a
when
dex
something
at
suddenly
disadvantage,
moves,
I
you
still
just-
did better than I would have done with a strength. I have a -1.
I just like the idea that the Volgear is still in the ship playing Go Fish. He's like, do you have any 7? Trying to place the card on the...
Miss 7.
I will place this card on the table.
The entire deck of cards just like
Four.
flies against the wall. It's like, damn it.
Damn it, we
Places
got to start
card
again.
down on nothing.
So
Yeah.
Atlas, the ship is going to take most of this damage, but some does knock onto the crew. So Atlas, everyone who saved take no damage. Atlas, you failed, you're going to take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as you fly, as you like instantly flap your wings, as does like some of your family as well. But most of them get like knocked back into the wall, so we will see it coming. But as you fly up to brace yourself, the whole ship suddenly moves 30 foot to the right, like just
save to see if I'm still
unexpected.
snicky.
Yes, you need to do a con saving throw. It's a DC 10. See if password trace is still up.
We're
And
still sneaky.
The door is thrown open, and the ship's lights begin flashing red, like a full. Merp, merp.
Honestly, this might work in our favor.
Yeah, message D is it's time to go.
Yeah. I don't
Days,
know.
we got the parents, the door's locked, we're making a beeline for the shuttle.
Yeah, don't need to tell me twice. I'm already moving.
Daisy's on the shuttle already.
Volgear's still speaking with Sunshine, just like, out of curiosity, did this ship that crashed at high impact, did it look a bit odd and have some tentacles to it?
He's seen the Illithid before. He escaped Tilm
It's
with it.
Yeah.
no.
That's
This
true.
thing, it doesn't look like that. This thing, it looks weird though. It's like it looks like Elvish, maybe, the ship. Like Elvish kind of design, but it's got all this weird stuff growing on it. I don't know, man. It looks
Oh,
weird.
wow, it's almost like they took an elvish ship from the elvish planet that they squidified and then...
What weird stuff? Is it
And
mushrooms?
then Sunshine says, "Wait, no. There is one of those other ships, the big shell ships, the tentacles. Yeah, it's coming right for the other ship. I think. What's it doing? It looks like the tentacles are like grabbing the other one. I don't know what's going on.
They're fucking. The ships are fucking.
And as you all like look towards the doorway, which is now open up, the entire port side of the ship you're on has like been warped and pushed in unnaturally. Like all the metal is bent around in irregular ways. And there is a small like emergency shielding that begins to trickle around it, and you see it's like maintaining like life support. You see this is like advanced life support system. It's trying to busy keep the air and atmosphere pressurized. But through it, you see the words in Elvish, for those of you who can read it, a big like front of an Elvish ship is like crash through this one, and you see the name of the ship, Star of Serpana, and you see this beautiful Elvish sleek design, but all along the sides and bottom of the ship, you see these bulbous growths coming out of it. They look organic. If you could call it skin,
I don't want to.
you would say it was a grotesque, tapestry of unearthly textures. They exude a sinister, slimy sheen. Each grotesque pore seems to pulsate with an unnatural rhythm, secreting a mucus that glistens ominously in the dim light. The surface is a chaotic mosaic of irregular, warty protrusions, some translucent, revealing dark, slithering veins beneath. These bulbous growths that almost look like alien tumors undulate slightly, as if something hideous writhes just beneath the surface. Occasionally, patches of sickly,
That's a
mottled
perm.
hues shift in a hypnotic pattern, suggesting a cursed living camouflage. Touching it would likely be a sensation akin to grasping a mass
I
of
don't want
cold,
to touch it.
clammy nightmares, where the boundary between flesh and otherworldly substances blurs disturbingly. It is not a skin of this
Asher's
world.
gone.
Yeah.
Asher's
Yeah.
fucking
Astra's already
Yeah.
sprinting towards the fucking shot.
like she's gone off
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah.
Hey, Astra,
And,
I dare you to lick it.
One of
Astra!
these big bulbous patches that you see, and as this is happening, from the darkness behind it, you just see like a tentacle wrap around and grab it and wrench and pull and wrench, and you watch as the ship shudders and jarts back as if being pulled away. And as it's being pulled away, one of these like large woody tumors, a large sharpened metal, slices one open from end to end. And like a bloody, pussy spot, it pops. And you see landing on the ship itself in the corridor, passing through the fields, so some kind of organic creature. You see standing at about 8 foot tall, but like
Double my fucking
high
height.
shoulders that kind of come up to its ears, like a sharp round head, but its skin matching that mosaic, that kind of
How does it have a
warty
sharp
skin.
round head?
And as it kind of looks at you, like it looks across you all, you see these like yellow eyes and this red, slick skin of this frog-like being with long fingers.
Oh shit! It's a slod.
And it points up.
Slod.
And it says in your minds, "You have been selected." And that's where we're going to stop
No,
for the
thank
day.
you, sir.
Asher's really gone. Asher's fucked up.
Is it
Bye.
a slod? Did I?
Just